I have survived 4,000 days breaking world records in Minecraft Hardcore. From making the largest nether portal, getting millions and millions of resources, getting 100,000 levels, breaking Carves' world record, Lockdown Lives' world record, even breaking a Cookie God's world record, and finally completing the hardest achievement there is in Minecraft Hardcore. All of this took me over 1,300 hours. So grab some popcorn and get ready for the 4,000 days journey of me breaking world records. And also, if you put this on while you go to sleep or while you study, I literally love you. You're a legend for helping me out, and may God have mercy on your soul. But anyways, enjoy. This is where it all started, spawning in the side of a beach, and I had a plan. The plan of having the perfect start in my hardcore world. Here's what I needed. Firstly, we're gonna need armor, an elytra to fly around, mending to save my armor and tools, an iron farm is a must-have, rockets to use the elytra, a lot of food to survive, an XP farm, because what's the point of having mending books if I don't have an XP farm, and finally, a place to call home. And so I was off to get iron armor. Then to get diamond armor, and finally enchant everything. And there we go, that's done! So we can take off getting armor, which means we're gonna have to move on to the actual quest of Minecraft, the legendary quest of fighting the Ender Dragon. And this quest wants nothing but 3 things out of a player. Firstly, go to the Nether, get almost killed by an Enderman to get Ender Pearls, then find a fortress and get blaze rods, and finally a journey to a far, far land to find the stronghold, a structure buried deep beneath the earth, suffocated in mystery, built for a purpose no one remembers. Some say a lost civilization once lived here, others say they got lost here. Inside, empty libraries with untouched books, not read in centuries, prisons with no guards nor prisoners, chests with hidden artifacts, and creepers, apparently. But at the heart of it all lies a magical ring, a portal to a cursed dimension of pure empty void. Because apparently Minecraft just wasn't dangerous enough. I mean, we got zombies, skeletons, creepers, spiders, long leg boys, giant fish with laser, smaller giant fish with laser, and now we got a dragon and a void. What's next? Taxes? Hey, I found it! Time to find the portal. And I found the portal! Nice! Time to get me an elytra. And there we go, we finished the main quest of the game. Let's go! And we get so much XP. Oh, this is straight fire. And now it's time to find myself an elytra. Hey, I found an end city with no wind ship. Oh, I found another one! Let's go! Oh my god, this took so long. I traveled over 5,000 blocks, bro. And I just need the elytra and the dragon head. Let's get out of here. And now we can check off the elytra off the list, which means it's time to move on to the next quest of getting a mending book, because I can't fly around for too long or this is gonna break and I'm gonna die, and we don't want that. And so I went to find a village, and not even far away I found one. Now I'm gonna have to populate this village to the max. So let's get rid of all of these trees in the area. Dude, this place looks clean. Like mom just yelled at me to clean my room type of clean. Anyways, I need some beds, and I think I killed all the sheep there wasn't here. So time to find me some sheeps. Hey, another village. These are my beds now, and I'll take these as well. I originally came here to get a little bit of wool. How about we make an entire sheep farm? Alright people, I stole these from another village. One of you gotta give me a mending book. Oh, mending, right away. That's goated, man. Oh, I can't get any more emeralds. I'm just gonna lock your trades for now. Now you're selling mending books for the rest of your life. And with that, we got the mending book checked off the list. And we complete 3 out of 8 quests. Bit of a side quest here, but I kinda need to make a village breeder to make an iron farm. Because iron farms apparently run on scaring villagers with zombies. I don't know why Mojang likes to torture villagers. And they're saying we're the villains. You created the roads. We're driving on it. Now I just need to get some rails to transport villagers at the top, and the breeder is complete. And I only need to feed these guys carrots to make more villagers. And with that sorted, we're gonna have to make the iron farm. Completed with zombies and villagers. And there we go. We can check the iron farm off the list as well. Now it's time to move on to the next quest, making the mob farm. The design is by Nembon if anyone's interested. It gives great results and it's very beginner friendly. I just made this and AFK'd here for like 2 or 3 days and this is what I got. And while I AFK'd here, I got a ton of iron, so this is also working pretty well. And with that, we've completed the mob farm as well. We're doing an insane job. We're 5 out of 8, which means we've got another 3 more quests to complete until day 100, and it's kind of getting close. We're at day 67 and we've got to make a food farm, an XP farm, and also a base because I'm still living in a dumpster. Anyways, I'm homeless. Anyways, I'm eating baked potatoes like a broke villager, which means we've got to make a food farm. After scouring the internet for a good source of food, looking everywhere, I found this farm. It's a hogland farm that gives insane amount of foods in no time. So let's gather the basic materials, and it doesn't even need anything other than some more fungus apparently. I mean, I got all the logs I need from clearing out this village, so I don't need anything else. So let's go to the nether roof, make a portal so I don't get stuck here, and we're gonna start with the storage system. Place all the hoppers to collect the loot, lava to cook the hoglands, trapdoors and planks to make the floor, or fungus to scare the hoglands, torches so nothing else spawns, and that should be all of it. Now we'll AFK here for a couple of days to get all the food we'll ever need. Yeah, the farm was working way too well. Yeah, this looks good. Oh my god, this is a lot of food. Dude, I can feed an entire country with this. This is insane. I don't even need these potatoes anymore. And with that, we've completed 6 out of 8 of these quests. We got 2 more quests to complete. We've gotten so many things done in so little time. Just 2 more to go. And the next one is making an XP farm, which by doing just a simple YouTube search, you can find a ton of different designs. We got a basic spawner farm, the general mob farm, the drowned farm, so many different ones. But the best one out of them is the Enderman XP farm. It gives more XP than you can actually take. So I started gathering a bunch of materials and I went into the end and made a montage out of it, because listening to music is way more fun than me just explaining how I actually build it. And also, here's a duck photo. So, yeah, cool duck. And that was me explaining how I didn't want to explain how I built this farm. Anyways, with that completed, we might as well get the best enchantments on my armor and tools. And with that, all of my stuff has the best enchantments. I mean, look at this. Which means we can finally take off the XP farm as well. And now for the final quest, making a shelter, a place to call home. Which I think the best place I can build it is right here. The place where we first ever spawned. The cave that I got my very first resources from. Alright, first things first, we're clearing out some of these trees. Gotta make space for a proper cave entrance. Then we'll make a storage system, a cute little furnace array to smelt all the resources, a cozy bedroom with bookshelves full of books I'll never read, let's be honest. Ooh, and a giant room with a brewing setup, a nether portal, and that enchantment table I haven't even touched in over 4,000 days. I light everything up with lanterns and glowberries, because torches. Then we'll plant some wheat around the front yard, because apparently that's what farmers do, but I'm not a farmer, so And with that, we've completed all 8 quests. That's the sunrise of day 100, and this was my perfect 100 days startup in Minecraft Hardcore. Hope you enjoyed. Guys, I need to be clean about something. I made this absolutely insane nether portal build. I mined for days, placed thousands and thousands of blocks, built a mountain behind of it. It was all so beautiful. But the video sounded like it was recorded on a microwave inside of a cave during an earthquake. So I did what any rational YouTuber would do. I completely forgot about it, until now. I really wanted to include this video in this movie, but it does not meet my current editing standards or storytelling and was literally unfixable. I saved the previous video by completely re-editing it, but this video refused to be saved. The only thing that was savable was this time-lapse of me building the giant nether portal and a 200 block tall mountain behind of it, which it took me countless hours to design, gather the resources, and finally build it in hardcore. And if you're asking how you make a round portal, portals can be round. Well, I use this data pack from Vanilla Tweaks, and you can make any design you want. You can even make a creeper face portal, which is pretty cool. Anyways, this is the portal I built. It truly is magnificent, and I'm really sorry, but on to the next one. We all know that wood gathering is annoying, and if you're constantly chopping wood, chopping trees are time consuming and it's stupid. and I need a wood farm badly. So instead of building one wood farm like a normal person, I'm gonna start by making the easy wood farms, then moving on to the medium wood farms, and finally I'm gonna build the most insane wood farm you have never ever seen in the entire universe. Never, ever. The first wood farm I'm gonna build is this. Shut up, okay? I know what I said. And this was recommended by like a million people, so I had to add it in. And after AFKing here for 1 hour, I got about 4,400 logs. My goal is to get to 1 million logs by the end of this video. So this is definitely the start, but trust me, this is nothing compared to the last one. So next on the list is an automatic wood farm, where you just sit there and let the wood come to you. So let me quickly grab a couple of materials and build it right here. Let me make the collection system. Bam! Smooth transitions, baby. And this is the place that I'm going to plant my sapling on. A chain with a carpet to the side of it. And now I'll make the storage system and the TNT dupers. Hopefully this doesn't explode. Wait, no! How did you destroy yourself? The last thing I need to do is fill the dispenser with bone meal. And when I flick these levers and start planting saplings, it should work automatically. Oh yeah! And after all that, I came back to 7,300 logs. I could have gotten a lot more logs, but I ran out of bone meal. It doesn't matter because I got a ton of logs. Oh yeah! This farm might be one of the easy ones, but it sure does give a lot of logs to give it enough bone meal. And after building the spruce farm and the automatic wood farm, it's time to step up our game to even better and build the wood farm 3000. Oh yeah! To build it, we're gonna need some blocks, some logs, some redstone bits, a bunch of other materials, and let's get to building. First, I'll make the collection system. Now, if I drop an item, should go right into this chest. Yeah, here it is. Oh yeah, it works. Then I'll make a TNT-proof wall. Now we have a beautiful wall of water. Yay! The more you know. Then I'll make the tree pusher mechanism thingy, and also the TNT dupers. But now there's a problem. This farm needs bone meal and I used all of my bone meal on the previous farm. So I'll have to make a bone meal farm now. But that was a waste of time. I just spent 3 hours making this and all it gave me was like 54 bone meal in 1 hour. So I think I'm gonna AFK at my own mob farm. And after AFKing at my mob farm, I got almost a shulker box full of bone blocks. So let me quickly add the bone meal into this farm and I'm AFK here for 1 hour. Now if I place in... Oh yeah, it works. Nice, let's go. So I'm gonna AFK here for 1 hour and let's see how much logs we get. And after AFKing for 1 hour, I got a total of 11,068 logs, which is absolutely insane. This farm is great, but if I want to reach 1 million logs, it's gonna take over 50 hours, and with the last farm, it's only going to take 6 hours. So watch till the end because you don't want to miss it. So now it's time to move on to the medium wood farms. The first being the wood type I've been neglecting the most, the dark oak logs. To build it, we're gonna need some blocks, some redstone material, some ancient debris, and some slime. And I'm out of slime. Huh. And there we go, slime acquired. Now I'm gonna build it right here. Bam! That totally didn't take 4 hours of my life just building one farm. And now that the farm is actually done, I've gotta do a little bit of explaining because it's actually really cool. When you plant a sapling, it gets bone meal with this dispenser and TNT will be shot at it with that TNT duper and those two at the top. And items will get collected in these chests down below. So now I'm going to AFK here for 1 hour and see how much logs I get. After AFKing at this farm, I got about 43,216 dark oak logs, which is absolutely insane. But at what cost though? I lost both my helmet and my boots, which is damn. Now I have to get 2 more bits of my armor back. So, my god, I'm sad. There we go, all maxed out. Yes. Oh, where were we? Right, yes, the dark oak farm. Still, this farm is slow. It would take me over 27 hours to get to 1 million logs, so it's time to move on to the next farm, which is the jungle and spruce tall tree wood farm. Yeah, so let me gather some blocks, some glass, some redstone materials, and lastly, dripstones. Oh, flip. Oh, flip. Ah! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Get away! Lapis might as well. Boy! Oh, oh, dang! That scared me. And my lapis, no. Oh, deep slate, yes. I mean, whatever that is. Those pointy things. I forgot its name. Dripstone, yeah. Now I'm gonna add the dripstone and let's go and build a farm right here. First, I'm gonna clear an area. And by the way, for this farm, I'm gonna use a schematic file because redstone is confusing. These are actually ghost blocks. They don't exist, so they have to be filled in, and it makes confusing redstone farms easy to build. So, and now we are done. That was the last water bucket, and I misplaced some blocks. Now that the farm is actually done, let me explain how this works. When you plant a tree and it grows, unlike the previous farms, TNT gets launched towards the tree, and boom, the tree is destroyed, and its items will be collected down below. So I'm gonna AFK here for 1 hour and let's see what we get. And after AFKing at this insane farm for 1 hour, I got about 65,000 logs, which is still way too slow. It will take over 16 hours to get to the end goal of 1 million logs. So the next farm on the list is going to be a huge step up from the other farms. It can almost produce 3 times more logs than the previous farms. Like bro, I'm not even kidding. It can produce over 140,000 stems per hour. Yes, you heard me right, stems, because this is a netherwood farm. To build it, we're gonna need some blocks, some glass, some redstone stuff, and water. By the way, every wood farm goes like this. Collection system, log pusher mechanism thingy, TNT dupers, and chests. And oh, the farm is already built. Would you look at that? Works like magic. Now let me explain how this works. You insert bone meal, you get stems. I'm sorry I can't explain this farm because I don't understand it myself. But what I do understand is that I got 127 logs. Oh yeah, I'm rich now, baby. This is one of the coolest and fastest farms that I ever built in my life. And now that this farm is done, it's time to build the most insane, over-the-top, not only wood, but also cobblestone wood farm, which is insane, like wood and cobblestone, yes. Be thick, boy! And hopefully this is the farm that gets us to 1 million logs. So let me quickly gather the material I need for this farm. You know the farm is going to be insane when you need this much material. Just for one farm. Oh my god. And now that I have all of the materials, it's time to build the fastest wood farm ever. Now that this farm is finished, there is only one thing remaining, and that is the storage system, because this cannot store 1 million items. So let me do this, and bam! There we go, 1,800,000 slots of inventory. And now that this farm is built, let me explain how it works, because it's so satisfying. So when you plant a tree, these cobblestone generators generate cobblestone and then pushes the TNT to the tree. And bam, you get logs and its items get transported to these chests. And now we AFK here and hopefully we get 1 million logs. Turns out it is not easy getting 1 million logs. But we did it! Oh yeah! Let's go! In this one video, we built all types of wood farms and reached 1 million logs. Every hardcore world is trash! No! Without an XP farm. And sadly, my world is one of them too. My tools and elytra keep giving up on me and I need an XP farm badly. Yeah, I desperately need one. And to fix that, I've got a plan so brilliant, it's just like a chicken doing calculus. Instead of building one XP farm, we'll start by making the easy XP farms like the Skeleton and the Blaze XP farms, then move on to the kinda easy like the Piglin and the Guardian XP farms, and at the end I'll make something so insane it'll blow your socks off. Yeah, first up on the list is a basic spawner farm, and the only problem with it is that it's kinda slow, but it works, and as a wise man once said, if it work, it don't need no goddamn fixin'. And after chilling there for an hour, I got about 44 levels. My goal for this video is to reach 100,000 levels, which is impossible to do in Minecraft. No Minecrafter has ever done this, and the only person who has a record for the highest levels in Minecraft is this guy, who reached 30,000 levels. And today I'm breaking that record, just not with this farm. So next up on the list is a drown farm, which is going to also give me tridents, and tridents are awesome. So let me gather 6,000 smooth stone blocks. Dude, what? And also some other things I need, and build the farm right on top of this river. So first I'll fill it with some scaffolding, and on top I'll make a collection system. This is where I'll be killing all the drowns. Then I'll make a drop chute that goes 20 blocks up, and on top the spawning platform with a bunch of signs. Dude, I hate placing this much signs. It's getting annoying. And the last thing I need to do is to build a massive tank with that 6,000 blocks. My placing finger is hurting. Oh my god. And then I'll fill it with water. Yeah, I need a lot more water. Destroy the dirt, and it's done. Finally, it's time to test this farm. Now I'll just go down. Wait, they're already spawned? That's awesome. Let's go. And while we AFK here for 1 hour to see how much XP we get, I'm gonna tell you guys how hungry I am. I really want a sandwich. And after that, we came back to 65 levels. Another 20 levels is great. So if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of built this farm for a trident. Yo, look at how much tridents I got. This is insane. And after building the skeleton and the drowned XP farm, it's time to step up our game with a farm even better. That's a blaze XP farm. Yeah. Because if you didn't know, blazes drop 2 times more XP than normal mobs, other than baby zombies. Why baby zombies drop more XP? I don't know. Ask Mojang. Building this farm is quite simple. I just need to clear an area around the spawner, grab a bunch of materials, add some chests. Oh, wait, I placed this wrong. Add some hoppers, make it look a little bit nice, and finally the lava to push all the blazes to the killing chamber, which will hopefully make the farm work. And yes, it does. Oh yeah. Well, it's time we AFK here for 1 hour to see how much XP we get. So there I was, getting tons of XP. By the way, I made a peanut butter sandwich and ate it because I was hungry. But anyways, after an hour, I came back to 82 levels. Don't worry, these are just easy XP farms. We are going to get to 100,000 levels by the end of this video. Oh, look at how much blaze rods I got. I got fuel for days. Oh yeah. Now it's time to move on to the medium XP farms. The first being the zombie piglin XP farm. As you know, the Nether is filled with those guys. And more XP equals more mobs. Wait, no, the other way around. More mobs equals more XP. Yeah, you get it. So let me gather 6,000 magma blocks. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Ouch, 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 ouch. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. What is burning me? Oh, I'm flame. What? Okay, it's lava. And this should be 6,000 magma blocks. Alright. And I need a bunch of other materials. Ooh, actually orange glass might look nice. But I need yellow dye. And I'm out of that. So I need to look for sunflowers. Oh, finally! Sunflowers! I literally traveled 10,000 blocks for this. Let me quickly make a flower farm. So how's your day going? And now we get glass. And also a bunch of other random materials I need. So now it's time that we build this farm. First I'll travel to another roof. Whee! Then I'll place 107 scaffolding up into the air. And we are 107 blocks into the air. I can see literally nothing. And on top, I'll make a platform. And on top of the platform, I'll place some hoppers and some hopper minecarts, which will collect all the items. And on top of the minecarts, I'll place 24 normal minecarts, which will kill all the piglins once they fall down. 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And there we go. So I'll finish up the AFK area by placing the grindstones, but now remains placing the remaining glass and the magma blocks. So I'll make the giant circular glass platform and place in all the magma blocks. Oh my god. Dude, that's annoying. You know what? Frostwalker boots. Thank god I took these or this would have been a pain. Oh, that was a genuine sigh of relief. Anyways, platform building. That was the first platform, the second platform, and the last platform. And there we go, the last block. Wait, there's a fourth floor? Oh my god. This farm is going to give me a ton of XP and a ton of gold. And on top, I'll make a glass thingy which will stop gas from spawning. We had a few incidents. Dude, no. No. Get away. Dude, it completely destroyed like a bunch of my work. And at the bottom, I'll make a cool slime block powered storage system, which throws away all the swords and the rotten flesh and keeps all the good stuff. And finally, it's finished. And it's time we test it out. And we fire. Come on in, guys. Yo! This is crazy! Let's go! And after I AFK'd at this farm for 1 hour, I got a total of, drumroll please, 187 levels, which is awesome. 100 levels are a massive leap from the previous farms. This is insane. Just look at how much gold I got. Dude, what? I'm rich! But if you think this farm is fast, just watch till the end to get your mind blown. So next on the list is a guardian farm. Wait, let me find the monument first. There we go. There's a monument. Because if you didn't know, guardians, just like the blazes, drop 2 times more XP. But the only difference is that there are a ton of these guys in this monument and less blazes in the nether. But first I want milk for the mining fatigue. Yeah, I want to kill the elder guardians. Right. That's the second one. Off. Now, down we go and... there we go. All done and dusted. Where do you think you're going? I thought you was gonna get away. Mission accomplished. Building this farm is way simpler than any other farm. But first, let me gather some soul sand, some lily pads, and a bunch of others easy, simple materials. And then I'll fly over to the monument. Then right at the edge of the monument, I'll place a couple of scaffolding blocks and 3 nether portals. Dude, guardians are not dangerous, they're just annoying. Now I'll go a couple of chunks away and pillar with some scaffolding, and on top I'll make a collection system. And also a drop chute with another portal on top. I wanna build this on the roof. And boom, we're on top. Dude, that is so spooky. And on the nether roof, I'll build another portal with a clock. I don't know why it's here, but this should make it work. And now we go back. And here I'll place a couple of other bits and bobs. And to push all the guardians into the portal, I'll place a layer of soul sand underneath the portals. Whee! And it should work. Hopefully it works. And yes, it does. Oh yeah, let's go. Oh yeah. But it's kind of slow. Wait, never mind. This is insane. Just look at how much guardians there are. So as you know, it's AFKing time. This farm is really cool. Other than the XP, it will also give me like a ton of prismarine stuff. And after AFKing here for 1 hour, I came back to 269 levels. Nice. Bro, look at how much loot we got. This is insane. What am I gonna do with all of these? I don't know, but I have them. But with the 269 levels I have, we're only just 0.002% of the way there to 100,000 levels. Which means we're gonna have to quickly build the next farm, which is the fastest raid farm ever. Bro, it's been 3 videos and I still don't have a totem. I swear I'm gonna die somehow without a totem. To build this farm, I need to craft and gather a bunch of materials. And this should be everything. Now let me fly to a pillager outpost. Wait, it's dark. Let me just get some sleep real quick. And I'm gonna fly this way to find a pillager outpost. Oh, a portal. Wait, I want the gold blocks. And here, I found one. And I also found a village near it, which is really awesome. This farm needs a bunch of villagers as well. And also a monument. Would you look at that? And what do we have here? Ooh, a horn. In order to build this farm, I'm gonna need to kill the other guardians of this monument. Get over here. That was the first one. The second one. And the third one. Mission accomplished. And now we can build this farm. I'm gonna build it right here, which means placing a ton of scaffolding and placing lava and water to make fun cobblestone. Yay! And for the rest of the farm, I'm gonna use a schematic file because every block needs precise placement. I'm not watching a 30-minute video again. So yeah. So here you go, a quick time lapse of the raid farm. And now that I've built the farm, I need 5 villagers, or else the farm won't work. And I have a fun way of getting them here from the village, and that is through the nether with rails. Bruh, not on my watch. Whee! Dude, this is fun. If anything, the villagers are gonna have the ride of their lives. And here's the first villager. Wait, I'm coming. And here's where you should be. Oops, you get in there. The second villager, the third villager, the fourth villager, And the last one. I'm also going to build 2 beacons right here with strength and resistance. And the farm is complete. I just need to get the bad omen effect now. I've come for your heads. Dude, come on. One of you, I just need one. One banner guy. Oh, yes, bad omen. Finally. Let's go. Yes, finally. This took ages. And I'll just wear my chest plate, press these buttons, and start clicking. And it should work. Oh, yes it does. Let's go. And now I'm gonna AFK here for 1 hour and let's see how much XP we get. This farm is amazing because every time one raid gets cleared out, another one starts right after it. And it's an endless rush of XP. And after AFKing here for 1 hour, I got a total of 365 levels, which is a huge jump from the other farms. It's almost another 100 levels. And look at how much emeralds, redstone, and gunpowder. And also totems I got. Dude, this is insane. I'm literally immortal right now. Like I'm never gonna die. And after crafting everything into emerald blocks, I packed everything and went home. And the first thing I did was to get a pet. Your name is now Pablo. Yeah, I got a pet chicken. Deal with it. And after building the raid farm and getting a pet, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Building the last farm and reaching 100,000 levels. I built all the previous farms just to show you guys the reason why nobody has ever done this before, because it's actually impossible. With the rate of the raid farm, it was going to take me 6 years to reach 100,000 levels. 6 years of constant AFKing. Thanks to CubicCraft, it is now possible to reach 100,000 levels due to his latest discovery of the gold particle farm, which I'm going to build it right now. But first I need to gather some materials. I need 100,000 cacti, which means gathering 10 shulker boxes of sand and another 10 shulker boxes of stone. Then spending 8 hours building a cactus farm. Guys, I'm kinda getting held at gunpoint right here. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna leave. And after AFKing for 32 hours, this should give me 100,000 cacti. Yeah, that should be enough. It's crazy to think that this is literally 100,000 cacti. Then I'm going to need a lot of shulker boxes. I've come for your shells. This literally took me hours. And the last thing on the list is coal, which I need 25,000 of. So I think I'll AFK at the Wither Skeleton farm overnight. Dude, this is crazy. I didn't think that it was going to generate this much coal, and all of that should be the basic materials for the furnaces. So here's the plan. First, I'll gather a bunch of materials to build an update suppressor. Then I'll travel 4,000 blocks away from spawn so that the update suppressor won't break my world. And we're here, 4,000 blocks away from spawn. Now let me build the farm. First, I'll place a ton of scaffolding, then I built it. No further details. Nobody cares. On to the point. What this machine will do is that it will cram a million updates in 1 second, glitching the game. But it will not work at 1.20, which means I'm going to have to downgrade my world to 1.18. So I'm going to save and quit tutorial in this version and load my world in 1.18. And here we go. We're in 1.18 and I know what I'm doing. Wait, why am I in the middle of the sky? Thank God I had an elytra or I would have died. Now if I put this redstone block right here. Oh, it crashed. Take 2. It crashed again? Alright, take 3. Please no, please no, please no. Okay, it worked. Yes, finally. Let's go. With this, we can also make a slice portal, which is really cool. Then I'm gonna make a glitch shulker box, which will basically be an update suppressor on its own. It's basically like the whole machine inside of just one shulker box. We'll place a trapdoor, a lectern with a book on top of it, and a comparator facing the rails. Then I'll flip the trapdoor and break the lectern and replace it with a shulker box. And now Minecraft thinks that this is still a lectern, but it's actually a shulker box, which means I can't open this. Minecraft dumb. Then I'll make 7 more of these and I'll upgrade the world back to 1.20. And we're back. I didn't think that we were gonna do it, but we did it. Let's go. And now I'll get rid of the update suppressor because now it's useless. Then I'll make a furnace system that will smelt 100,000 cacti. Dude, I'm excited. We're so nearly there. And it's finished. I'll have to transport all of these shulker boxes back to the furnace system cobblestone, and I'll fill 7 shulker boxes full of coal. And there we go, and now I'll AFK here for the next 36 hours so that all the furnaces finish up smelting all the cacti. Dude, I'm really excited. Although I left my PC to AFK, I did check it every now and then to see at what stage we were, until it was finally done. The furnaces are finished, everything is smelted, these chests are empty, and each one of these furnaces should have smelted 12,385 cacti, which means 12,385 XP points across every single one of these furnaces. Now I just need to carefully destroy this machine and craft a ton of furnaces, build some protection on top of me, and add some comparators to the furnaces. What this will do is that it will glitch the furnace, making it still have the XP when broken, and it will do that infinitely. And now is the moment of truth. Will this work, or am I just stupid? And it works! Let's go! Dude, this is instant XP! This is insane, what? And look how fast it repairs my pickaxe! Instant! Dude, what? Look at how fast we're getting levels! Wait, let me see how fast we can get to 1,000 levels. Literally less than 3 minutes. This is broken. Alright, let's see how long it will take to reach 10,000 levels. Okay, we're halfway there. I just need to keep on mining for another couple of hours. And there we go, 10,000 levels in 4.5 hours. That's really impressive. But wait, recording that 4.5 hours long clip took about 40 gigabytes of my PC storage. And I did the math. Getting to 100,000 levels will literally take 550 hours, which will be about 4,840 gigabytes. And I don't have that much. Just for this video, I had to throw GTA Online out the window so that I could make enough storage to record the last 50 or something levels until reaching every 10,000 levels. Also, turning down the quality of the video was out of the question because it would have looked like this. The only proof that I can show you guys is the F3 day counter right here. So if you want, you can do the math. Anyways, back to the video. After AFKing for 16 hours, I got to 20,000 levels at day 802. AFKing for 28 hours got me to 30,000 levels at day 885. And AFKing for 1.5 day got me to 40,000 levels at day 1003. And after AFKing for the next 4.5 days, I got to 50,000 levels and 60,000 levels. Then it all went downhill. Even to the point that I wanted to give up. It was taking days after days. I was really tempted to end this video at 69,420 because funny number, but I gotta get to 100,000 levels. And I was AFKing days upon days to get to the next 10,000 levels. And I finally reached 90,000 levels. Now this was really hard. Reaching 100,000 levels from 90,000 levels was the hardest thing of all. And after AFKing for the next 4 days, I finally reached 100,000 levels. Okay, I'm done. I don't need any more. Leave me be. Oh my god, it's still following me. Yes, let's go. I finally did it. Wait, I gotta tell Pablo. Pablo! Wait, I don't wanna die. Dude, I was so nearly going to die. Pablo, come here. I've gotta tell you something, bro. Pablo, I did it. I reached 100,000 levels in hardcore Minecraft. Yes! I did it! What? You don't care? Bro's just gonna walk away. Like that? With this achievement, I can finally flex on the entire Minecraft community. So Cars has the world record for the world's largest furnace in Minecraft, having 3 fuel farms, a fast smelter, and the largest furnace face. But I want to take that world record from Cars and make the world's largest furnace in Minecraft, the Giga furnace, the Giga chat of all furnaces. But not only that, I'm also going to make the world's fastest furnace, having thousands of furnaces that will smelt over 1 billion items. And to make it automatic, I'm going to make the biggest fuel farm ever so that it will never run out of fuel. Yeah, that'll show him. So first I'll make an outline of the furnace right here to see how big it will be. Ouch. Whoa, this thing is huge! This is going to be insane! Then I'm gonna need to gather these materials to fill the walls. I'll need 20,000 cyan terracotta, 20,000 chiseled stone bricks, 18,000 black concrete. Get back here, I need your ink! 12,000 polished andesite, 10,000 andesite. Did you know that you could craft andesite blocks? Yeah, this made my life a lot more easier. Then I'll need 8,000 gray concrete, which means more squids. Yay! I killed 851 squids in just this video. 8,000 diorite, 3,500 polished diorite, Dude, my pickaxe is dead. I'm gonna quickly go repair it. Wait, no. Wait. I'm stuck. Dude, I nearly died there, bro. Man, I just wanted to repair my pickaxe. I did not want to die that way. Then I'll need 3,000 black wool, which first I'll grab some wheat, dye all my sheep to be black. Make the pen a little bit bigger so I can store my sheeps. Wait, how long does it take to breed sheeps? How long will it take for a sheep to be bred again? 3 months? I am waiting 3 months. Wait. No, in Minecraft. Okay, yeah, that seems reasonable. So let's breed them. And bam! Now let's get to shearing. And that should be 3,000 black walls. Now that I've gathered all these materials, which by the way took me about 2 days, I'm gonna start by adding the walls. And this was the moment I realized how massive this thing is. It's 128 times bigger than a normal furnace. Well, breaking world records are not meant to be easy. And while building this farm, I really started to question my sanity. I mean, I gathered 1 million logs. I made the world's largest portal. I broke a world record. And now I was gonna make the world's largest furnace. Am I really insane? Anyways, I found Spider-Man. Oh, he died. 3 days later and... Dude, this looks insane. Just look at how massive this is. I love it. Wait, there is literally war in here. Dude, how did I forget to light this place up? What are you happy about? Yeah, this is way too dangerous. So let me grab a couple of totems, grab my gun, wear my chestplate, and go ham on these guys. But with the mobs gone, it's kinda empty inside, which means I'm gonna fill it with everything. And so here's what I'm gonna do. With the shell of the furnace done and dusted, we're gonna have to start making the interior of the furnace. And since this is the largest furnace in the world, I'm gonna build 2 of the world's fastest furnace system in both of the sides. In front, I'll make 2 item waterfalls which will showcase all the smelted items, and that's gonna look awesome. In the middle, I'll add a furnace block that will shoot all the items for me to collect. And under all of this, I need to make the best fuel farm, which will power the Giga furnace with unlimited fuel. So first I'll craft a ton of furnaces, about 6,500 in total. I'll need a ton of rails and minecarts, and I'll need 40,000 hoppers. Dude, I need 200,000 iron ingots. But thankfully I built this farm at the start of the series, and that gives me a total of almost 100,000 iron ingots, which is good, but I'm gonna need to AFK here overnight. And that overnight ended up being 3 days, because this thing is slow. But anyways, I think that should be enough. I'm definitely gonna have to make a better farm in the next video. And now let's get to crafting. First, I'll craft a ton of chests, which ended up taking 1 hour, and then I'll craft a ton of hoppers, which also took 1 hour. And this is all of the hoppers. Wow, this is gonna be insane. Now I'll place the furnace systems in both of the sides. So first I'll place furnaces at the bottom layer. Then I'm gonna place some hoppers at the top, which will send in all the items. I'll place the hoppers at the side, which will send in all the fuel, and hoppers at the bottom, which will take all the smelted items to this dropper. And now I've gotta do that for this entire wall. Ah, spider. Bro, that scared me. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, that's what you get for shooting me, Bone Man. So for the rest of the block placing, I could have made it like the rapid block placing thingy, but I'm gonna do your ears a favor and show you a replay of me building it. And by the way, while building this system, I found the rarest zombie. Dude, this zombie has full diamond armor. You know what? I'm gonna keep you. Yeah, you're gonna have to stay here. So zombie aside, just this wall of furnace alone took me 4 hours of block placing. And the moment of truth. Dude, this looks absolutely insane. Just look at all these furnaces. This is literally the fastest furnace system I've ever seen. Now I'll have to do that for the other side. And bam! Dude, this actually looks really cool. Oh my god, this looks insane. But it is lagging my world. Not my frames, but ticks. If you don't know, hoppers constantly check for items on top of them to see what's up there. And since there are about 40,000 of them right here, and it is checking every second, it is causing my game to go slower. And even eating takes longer. What? Now I've developed taste buds? And that's why I've got to give this furnace a trim. Bro, I placed 40,000 blocks just to remove half of them. Curse you, Minecraft. Curse you. And there we go. That's a lot better. But it's not done. I'll add rails on the top of the hoppers all around the system, which will distribute all the items to the furnaces. Oh my god, this looks awesome. Just look at how many furnaces we have. This is absolutely insane. I don't know why, but those little red dots look really cool. Now that you have the furnace system sorted, I want all the items to go into an item elevator, which I think will look pretty cool. This will throw the items into a beautiful item waterfall. This all looks very cool. Dude, I'm starting to love this furnace. And now for the item waterfalls. I'm gonna need a lot of honey. And right now, I'm broke. But not after I fly for 1,000,000 blocks, grab every beehive in my sight. You, get in your home so I can steal you. And build a honey farm. Oh my god, this is insane. What? This is going to feed the entirety of Africa. You know what? I should start a philanthropy with this. No, item waterfalls. And now we can craft 1,000,000 honey blocks and use it for my item waterfalls. Yeah! Now that's a lot of honey. Now I'll just fly on over to my furnace and start making the item waterfalls. Oh, I forgot you can't jump on honey blocks. Wait, why does honey sound so weird? It sounds like the Mario splat sound effect. Ah, my ears! Wow, this looks so cool! And now to test this thing out, if I throw items right here, it should work. And yes, it does. Oh yeah, and it looks so cool. It first goes through the item elevator, then through the item waterfall, and at the end, it comes to me. Oh yeah. Dude, this is really fast. Not as fast as I wanted, but it looks incredible anyways. Somehow this really makes me happy. But now to power all the furnaces, we have to make the fastest fuel farm. Because if you didn't know, furnaces actually need fuel to work. Dude, you're living under a rock. Get out. And building a fuel farm is no problem. First, I'm gonna need some slime blocks, some observers, a couple of other random blocks, and a ton of bamboo. Not today. Then under the furnace, I'll dig a massive hole, which inside we're gonna make the bamboo farm. This is going to take ages. Wow, this hole is huge. Don't take that out of context. So first I'll place in a ton of rails with minecarts, which will collect all the bamboo. Then I'll cover up the rails with dirt and place in the bamboo. Wow, bamboo grows fast. And to farm all the bamboo, I'm gonna make a flying machine, which we're gonna call Dave. Dave has a personality, alright? We treat Dave with respect. Now Dave here will break all the bamboo and it's gonna get collected by the hopper minecarts. And now I'll make a couple of more bamboo farms and more Daves. Can you guys say hi to Dave in the comment sections? He's a hardworking man, alright. Now I'm gonna build a water elevator in each side and connect it with a dropper system, which will transport all the bamboo to the furnaces at the top. And now all the bamboo farms will supply the furnaces with unlimited fuel for eternity. But now I kinda wanna see all these furnaces up and running. But I don't have that much materials to smelt. Bro, I literally built this entire furnace to smelt items, and I don't have anything to smelt. No, I refuse to believe that. I'm going to make the fastest cobblestone generator, which will power all my furnaces, and it will also make me unlimited stone. So grab some glass, stone, redstone, repeaters, some other random materials, and also a coral fan, which I don't have one. You know how far I had to travel for you? And then I'll fly over to my furnace. And here I'll make a platform with glass, and on top of it I'll make 2 stone generators. Right here I'll make a clock which will start the whole thing, and in the center I'll make a TNT duper which will blow all the stone up, and the last thing I need to do is to place the lava which will turn water and lava into stone. And it's complete. This machine alone will give me about 120,000 cobblestone per hour, which is insanely fast. I also ended up AFKing overnight for these bamboo farms so that all these furnaces get filled up to the brim with bamboo. Now I'll just grab like 2 double chests of this stuff and put it in this minecart chest, and we push this button and all of the furnaces should start smelting the items. And oh my god, it looks so crazy. Dude, I love this effect. I never thought it would look this cool. Oh my god. Let's see how fast we can get all of these items smelted. Dude, this is insane how fast it smelted all those items. Man, this is fast. But here's a problem. If you didn't know, Minecraft items once dropped will despawn in 5 minutes, unless you pick them up. So let's say I throw my ancient debris in the Giga furnace and leave it to smelt while I go make a sandwich. I come back to see, wait, where are my items? They're gone? No! So to prevent that kind of a misery, I'll put some hoppers underneath the item droppers so that items will get collected down here. Phew! Crisis averted. And for the final thing we're gonna do is decoration. I don't like that the items are just dropping on top of me from a pipe, so I want to make a smaller furnace in the center. So it's like it's coming out of an actual furnace. You know, furnace and a furnace and a furnace. Furnace inception. Or furnaceception or something. Yeah. And this looks really cool. Dude, I really love this. And behind the honey, I want to put something so it doesn't look transparent. Because it looks like the pattern of furnaces showing, and I don't like that. And I think if we put furnaces behind it, it will look kind of cool. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I don't know, but yeah. And for the final touch, we'll do something to the flooring. This flooring is filled with ugly turds, and if I take them, mobs are gonna spawn here like crazy. And the flooring that I like, if you can guess, is lava. Yeah, I'm gonna make an entire floor out of lava, but first I need lava. Wait, no, I'm gonna die. Dude, not again. No, dude. Oh, okay, so close. So back at the furnace, I'll break a layer of blocks underneath. This is taking a long time. You know what? TNT's gonna help. Yeah, it kinda helped. For the rest, I'm gonna easily remove it by hand. After that, I'm gonna grab some glass from my chest. I'll place in a layer of blocks underneath. Place in all the lava. Yeah, I need a lot more lava. So how's your day going? And finally a layer of glass on top so that I don't burn myself every time I come here. Ah no! And now no more mobs will spawn. And with that, the Giga furnace is completed. And within just one video, we've broken the world record for the world's largest, fastest, and automatic furnace that will smelt 1,000,000 items. Good luck, carbs. Iron is the most used ingredient in Minecraft. If you didn't know by the Squidge Minecraft edits, nothing feels better than to start your world, craft your first stone pickaxe, and mine your very first iron. Oh yeah! So to recreate that feeling, I'm going to farm 1,000,000 iron ingots, which is going to be insane. I'll never have to go out for iron anymore in my life. But Mr. Reaper, you already have an iron farm. Why do you need another one? Well, Jimmy, yes. So to start, I have a couple of methods of gathering iron, and the first method, drumroll please, is mining. Yeah! Mining with a fortune tree pickaxe actually gets you like a lot of iron. So let's put a 1-hour timer on the clock and see how much iron I can find. Wait, it already started? I didn't say to start right now. Ah, go. First up, gotta find a cave. Oh, this ravine looks good. Hey, iron already. Let's go. I don't mind getting some redstone, that'll also help. Ooh, diamonds as well, don't mind if I do. I also found the mineshaft. Mineshafts do explode like a lot of iron ore, which is really good. Ooh, luck of the sea. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was wrong, this mineshaft didn't have anything. But there are some iron in the cave down here. I'm finding more redstone than iron right now. What is this? Ooh, I found a way better cave. Oh, this is great. And there's iron, let's go. Yo, I found those rare iron veins. Yo, those are so rare. They're going for hundreds of blocks, I think. Oh, this is going to be epic. Let's go. Dude, there are a lot of iron around here. This is awesome. A little bit of diamonds as well. Let's go. Dude, these guys are so annoying. I just want my iron. Why are you doing this to me? Ow. Nope. Okay. Dude, I so nearly fell in lava. Oh my god. Iron. Let me get that. It's been half an hour and we already have over 10 stacks. Let's go. Oh, no, my sword. Dude, not my netherite sword. I was so close to losing it. My heart jumped out of my chest for a second. Oh, that's a nice vein of iron. Yo, I found a raw iron block. This is worth like 9 iron. Let's go. Dude, I found another one. Let's go. And another one. Dude, this is awesome. And there's another one? What? So, I got poisoned by a witch. Alright, the timer is up. Let's go back. I'm also gonna pick up these diamonds on the way back. Alright, let's get out of here. Ah, home sweet home. So that got me a total of 1,309 iron, which is dumb. 1 hour for 1,300 iron. This method is literally stupid because the last method is literally going to give me 50,000 iron ingots per hour. So all of these irons are not even worth keeping. Bye bye iron. So that's why we gotta move on to the next method, which is villagers. Yeah, because if you didn't know, villagers trade emeralds for iron. So 1 emerald for 1 iron. I think. And thankfully, I have a lot of villagers right here. And I'm gonna need a lot more. Because a wise man once told me, if you have 2 villagers, then make 3 villagers. I guess. So I'll give these guys some carrots and I'll throw a bunch to these guys, make their place a little bit bigger so that I can throw some beds down. And for any babies that are born, I'll build a trap. They'll be like, oh, I'm so sleepy. Oh, there's a bed. And they'll fall in this hole with all of their hopes and dreams. Like if they had any. And while the system is making me more villagers, I want to make a trading hall. Ooh, what if we could make it underground? Oh, that's a good idea. And what if I could make it into some sort of a lab design? Oh yeah, this is all coming together. Yeah, that would be really cool. So first, I'll grab some stone bricks, some cobwebs, some brewing stands, and a bunch of other random materials. And also, I'll grab some mossy stone bricks from the stronghold, so it will give the lab some sort of a old, rusty, broken down lab kind of a look. And I think that'll look kind of awesome. And I think that should be all of the materials. So first, I'll dig a massive hole underground. And I'm not that smart enough to put down a beacon to make my life easier. Then I'll make these holes so that I can put the villagers in. Cover it all with stone bricks and texture it with some mossy and some cracked stone bricks. Dude, this is already starting to look awesome. I'll add some random cobwebs and stairs on the ground, which will give it sort of a broken down lab kind of a look. Add some lights on top with a couple of broken lights. Yeah, I'm starting to like this. Put down some brewing stands here and there, and that should be it. Dude, this looks awesome. I'm like an evil scientist or whatever, trying to do trying to buy iron from sleep deprived people. Yeah. Now I'll just transport each one of these villagers in each of these pods and my lab is complete. But to trade with these guys, I'm gonna need a lot of emeralds. And I do have a shulker box, but I want a lot more than just one shulker box. Like I want a literal ton of emeralds. So I'm gonna AFK in my raid farm for a couple of hours so that I can trade with these guys for unlimited iron. And the moment of truth, do I have a ton of emeralds? Yes, I do. Let's go. This is the most amount of emeralds I've ever seen. A whopping 69,000 emeralds. Nice. This is so awesome. I'll have iron for days. I also got a ton of other materials. Oh my god. Now I'll craft all of these into emerald blocks and go trade for like a ton of iron ingots. So I'll give these guys the smithing table workstation thingies. So each one of them are the iron trading guy. I also have the hero of the village effect, which makes all of these guys trade so cheap. I mean, look at this, 1 emerald for whatever he's selling. I don't know. And I'll trade a bunch with them to unlock the iron trade. Wait. No, that's not what I want. Wait, is this a fluke? Wait, let me see with this guy. Do you trade for emeralds? Come on, please. Oh no, this is so stupid. They don't give you iron for emerald, but emerald for iron. Nah, dude, I spent all those hours AFKing and doing all of this for nothing. Well, this was stupid. After all, the mining was way better than this method. So the second method was a dud, and I'm done. So it's time for the last method, which is iron golem farming. Yeah, iron golems drop about 4 iron ingots when killed, so I'm going to make an insane iron farm that gets me to 1 million iron ingots in no time. This farm is going to produce 50,000 iron per hour, which compared to this farm is 50 times faster. To start, I want to build this farm away from my base because this is going to be an insanely fast farm, and I don't want my world to be laggy all the time. So I'm going to build it right in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, this place do be looking kinda cool though. So here's the game plan. For this iron farm to work, we'll need a lot of villagers, about 360 villagers in total. So I want to make a fast villager breeder right here to make all of those villagers. And to make it look nice, I think I'll cover it with a cool looking villager head. And right to the side of it, I want to make the actual iron farm, which will make me 1 million iron, a farm that will generate 50,000 iron per hour. And to make it awesome, I'll make an iron golem on top of it. So first I'll build a villager breeder, which is really simple. First I'll grab some glass, some dirt, and I'll place a platform right here and to feed the villagers. I'll plant some carrots. I would choose potatoes, but wheat potatoes raw. And to make the villagers want to breed, I'll place a couple of composters and a lot of beds right here. Then I'll make a hole in front of it, so when baby villagers want to go jumpy on the beddy, they'll just fall down to be scared for the rest of their lives. And there we go, the villager breeder is complete. But to make this actually work, I'll have to put at least 2 villagers in this farm. No way, genius. And the best way to transport villagers is through the Nether with rails. Whee! Dude, this never gets old. I still like this. Finally, these villagers are to some use. So here's the first villager, the second villager, the third, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, seventh, and the last guy in this place. And the villager breeder is finally complete. This villager breeder will make me 12 villagers every 20 minutes. I hope, at least. And to make it look awesome, I'll grab some white terracotta, light gray terracotta, brown terracotta, and some other materials and start building a villager head to cover all the janky stuff. You know, this looks really funny, a villager head in the middle of the ocean. And now I'm gonna have all the villagers I'll need. Dude, it's literally raining villagers. So now it's time to make the iron farm that gets me to 1 million iron ingots. To build it, I'm gonna need 9,000 obsidian blocks. Dude, what? I'm gonna be mining obsidian for the rest of my life. And I'm a reaper. I'm gonna be mining till the end of time. Wait. No, I have an obsidian farm that I think I built in the portal video. Oh, thank God, I have all of these obsidians. This saved me so much time. And that should be enough. And I'll also need a lot of other random materials. 8,000 blocks, 1,000 wall blocks, 4,000 trapdoors, 1,500 scaffolding, some redstone material. Wait, no, I need 16 name tags? I'm gonna lose my world record. Oh no. All those days AFKing just to reach 100,000 levels. And oh my God, is there no other way? Literally any other way. I don't think there is. Well, it's gotta be done somehow. My world record. Now that I've got all the materials, I'm gonna fly over to the ocean. Because this farm has 30 platforms and all of it is going to be ugly. I want all of these farms to be hidden underground, so I'll have to dry this part of the ocean. I brought some sand with myself and some sponges, so I'll place a wall of sand in each side. I'll place sponges to dry all the water. Dude, this is so annoying. Just dry already. Oh my God. And if I'm gonna be honest, this is quite frankly the stupidest thing I've ever done. Because after 5 hours of work, I managed to dry this much of the area. I need to dry all of this. And I was stupid enough to forget that Dave exists. And it can do this job 100 times faster. Now I'll just build a couple more Dave and there we go. This is not deep enough. I could mine that, but I think TNT is the way to go. So I'm gonna make a couple of quick TNT dupers right here and blow this up. Dude, I'm not risking this. I'm placing a layer of obsidian around the sand. I don't care. Dude, this farm is going to look awesome. I mean, look at it. Now I'll flick this lever and we're gonna blow this whole thing up. Now this is looking great, but I'm still stupid because this left so many random blocks around, and if I try to break them, it's going to take a stupid long time. Plus, I have to dig this down to bedrock. So I devised a better plan. First, I'll dig a border around the area, then I'll add water because I want the edges to be flat. After that, I'm going to build Dave 3000, which is going to destroy all of this. Man, if I could have done this any sooner, I would have saved over 3 days of work. And I have to say, it is so satisfying to watch Dave work. It just goes from one side to another, clearing out all the blocks and then moving to the side, doing that over and over. Dude, I think I watched Dave work for over 2 hours. This is so awesome. And after a couple of hours, we have the entire hole dug out. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna clean the water from the sides and this is going to be done. Dude, this looks clean. Yes. So now it's time we can start building the farm. So first, I'll make a clock for the whole farm. Then I'll make a couple of pots for the villagers and 2 for the zombies. Then on top of it, I'll make a platform with a bunch of nether portals and spawn-proof it with some trapdoors. And that is the farm complete. 1 out of 30. Yay! So for the rest of these, I'll just go. That's 5 out of 30. And I can do another. That's 10 out of 30. Oh my God, I'm running out of breath. One last time. And that is all 30 of them done. Man, I'm out of breath. And now for the most exciting part of it. Working with dumb villagers. Yay! So here's the first villager right in a spot. The second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th. And that's for the very first level. I've got to do that 348 times. Oh my gosh. I like working with villagers. So for the rest of the villagers, I just went into a mode of getting the villagers, putting them in their places, repairing the platform, and doing that on repeat over and over and over again. Okay, I'm halfway there. I only have 15 more platforms to go. Yeah, this farm is going to be complete. I actually like working with villagers until they don't listen to me and I unalive them. And this is the last villager. Let's go! Man, these guys are so annoying. They just do whatever they want. It's finally done. Wait, no, wait. I've got to get 60 zombies. Dude, oh my god. I just got a glimpse of happiness that I managed to complete it. Well, okay, the fastest way of getting 60 zombies is to literally wait for zombies to spawn, make the hole in every pot, and just try to drop the zombies in. And I think that would work. Right? So there I was, getting zombie after zombie after zombie. We finally got 60 zombies in each one of these pods. Let's go! And now for killing all of these iron golems, I'll light one of these portals up and go to the Nether. Yeah, I think it's smart to build this on the roof. And right here, I'll make some sort of a killing chamber, which will be a portal, a slime block pushing thing, 2 lava buckets, and a chicken and a boat. Pablo, I want an egg. Thank you. Your child is going to kill 1,000,000 iron golems. And chicken and a boat. Wait. Dude, this is so lucky. 4 chicken out of 1 egg. Oh my god. Pablo, you menace. And this thing is complete. The only thing remaining is to light every single portal in this farm, and the farm is complete. This farm is going to give me 50,000 iron ingots per hour, which is 28 chests of iron ingots per hour. I want 1,000,000 iron. So to store 1,000,000 iron ingots, I'm gonna need 580 chests to fill. Now that is a lot of chests. Thankfully, I have all the chests for all of this. Then right under the iron golem blade thingy with the chicken on a boat, I'm gonna have to make the collection system to store all those 1,000,000 iron ingots. So I'll quickly place all the chests, the hoppers, and I'll make all the poppies go into flame because I don't need 1,000,000 poppies. And this will store all the iron ingots. Oh yeah. This looks so cool, dude. This is going to be insane. And for the final step, I'll have to AFK here for the next 20 hours so that all of these chests get filled to the brim with iron ingots. 20 hours later, oh my god, this is absolutely incredible. I'll never need iron anymore in my life. I have an endless supply of it right here. Wow, dude, this is crazy. I can make unlimited iron beacons for eternity. Look at this, the biggest iron beacon I've ever made. And for the final thing we're gonna do is to cover the farm with a giant iron golem. So I'll need to gather 25,000 white terracotta, 21,000 white concrete, 7,000 polished diorite, 8,500 wool, 4,500 quartz, 3,000 granite, and a lot of other materials. And then start making the iron golem. So for this video, I kinda underestimated how much work needed to be done. I thought that I was gonna do a couple of iron gathering methods, get 1,000,000 iron, do this build, and it should take 1 week. Yeah, it should be a quick video. Then I started doing it, and just only the hole digging took 4 days, the iron farm took 3 days, and the build took 5 days. The entire thing ended up taking over a month. But I'm not complaining, because this video was really fun to make, and I really hope you enjoyed. Dude, this looks absolutely amazing. Bro, I literally love this build. And within just one video, we've managed to build the most insane iron farm that made us 1,000,000 iron ingots. Damn! So a cookie god has farmed 1,000,000 cookies in Minecraft. That's why he's a cookie god. But he has 5,000,000 subscribers, and the cookie army is starving. But what if I could feed the cookie army? What if I could farm 5,000,000 cookies? What if I could become the real cookie god? So it's settled. I'm going to farm 5,000,000 cookies to feed the cookie army. And I have 2 methods of getting cookies. The first method is really simple, and it is farming. Yeah! Because if you didn't know, by farming wheat and cocoa beans, you can actually craft cookies, which apparently they're called biscuits for some reason. Mojang, what is this? So to make the most out of this method, I need to make a quick little wheat farm and also a cocoa bean farm, which I have none of them. And there we go, cocoa beans. I'll also grab a jungle tree from here, because I think cocoa beans only grow on jungle trees. And I think I have enough. Let's get out of here. So by the power of my trusty hoe, I'll make a quick little wheat patch and make it into a semi-automatic farm, and also a cocoa bean farm. This farm is kinda cool. You just push this button and all of the cocoa beans go into this water stream, and I can easily pick them up. The same thing with this wheat farm too. You just flick this lever and all of the weeds can be washed away, which is kinda awesome. So by using these two farms, let's see how much cooking material I can get in 1 hour. So first I'll bone meal all of these wheats because I don't want to wait a million years for all of it to grow, and I'll bone meal all of these cocoa beans. And let's see how much cookies I can craft with the first batch of everything. Alright, that's not so bad. We still got 1 hour. So let's see how much cookies I can get. So there I was, bone mealing the wheat, collecting the wheat, planting the wheat, bone mealing the cocoa beans, collecting the cocoa beans, and planting the cocoa beans. And then crafting all of it into cookies. And like 30 minutes in, I realized I was starting to run out of bone meal, even though I brought 5 stacks of bone blocks with myself. So I started to expand the wheat farm and make another cocoa bean farm to the side of it. And I did complete building it, but then I realized, wait, I have like 8 stacks of bone blocks in my wood box. So I kinda wasted 7 minutes, but it doesn't matter that much because I did make the farm sorta better. With every batch I was getting more cookies. And while I was making cookies, I kinda got hungry by looking at all of these delicious cookies and got myself a cookie. But anyways, after 1 hour I got, wait, what? I got 10,000 cookies? This is stupid! By this rate, it's going to take me over 500 hours to craft all of 5 million cookies. 500 hours is like 3 weeks. Bruh, all of this work and I got scammed at the end. So this method was stupid and I got scammed, bro. So it's time to move on to the next method, which is villagers. Yeah! Because if you didn't know, you can actually buy a lot of cookies for a bunch of emeralds. And also because a wise man once told me, if you need cookies, you gotta trade, bruh. So I want to make an insane cookie factory, the most iconic cookie god factory. This cookie factory will make me 5 million cookies in no time. But first I gotta build it. And to build it, I'm gonna need 8,000 stone bricks, 7,000 andesite, which I have a lot of leftover materials left from when I built this massive furnace. I'll need a little bit more though. 3,500 spruce logs, 3,000 smooth stone, 2,000 limestone glass, 1,500 white stained glass, 1,500 hoppers, and a lot of other random materials, which are quite easy to get. And now that I have all of these materials, I'll start by clearing out this place and then flattening it because there is a lot of land that needs to be leveled. And I also started using TNT to blow this place up because this area is massive, and even though I used TNT, it took 5 hours to do it. But anyways, this looks so clean. I love it. Alright, finally it's time we start making this factory. So first I'll start by making the basic structure. I'll make it quite tall because I want to put a lot of villagers in here. Then I'll fill in the walls with some smooth stone and some bricks to give it that iconic factory look. Then I'll make some windows on the walls, and for the windows I chose lime glass because this farm needs emeralds to work and it kinda looks good with lime. Then I'll make the roof on top of it with some polished andesite and some white glass, and I'll add a little bit of decoration around the factory to make it look nice. And at the end, to make the factory look like it's actually working, I'll make a couple of chimneys on top of it with actual smoke coming out. And there we go, the exterior of the factory is complete. Dude, this looks so cool. I've never made a factory before and this looks awesome. I left out a little place in front because later on I want to put a giant cookie in front of it. But for now, we gotta do something about the interior of the factory. Dude, this place is filled with mobs. Just look at how big it is. Guys, we're going to war. I'll need my gun for this. And there we go. Dude, this place is so huge. How am I going to fill this in with villagers? This is going to be insane. So for the interior, first I'm gonna have to change the flooring. And I'm gonna divide it into a couple of different parts. You'll see later. And there we go. That's the whole flooring plan of it. So for these spruce parts, I want to have 4 individual trading halls on all 4 sides. So I'm gonna start by making pods for the villagers on all sides. And I think this might not be enough. We're getting 5 million cookies. This is definitely not enough. So I'm gonna build a second level on top of every trading hall, and I built this cool little wall on top of the trading halls, which I think is a cool design. Gives it a different color. Then to get from one trading hall to another, I'm gonna make some bridges connecting all of them. Dude, this is already starting to come together. And I'll build another one as a little balcony looking on top of the other ones. And lastly, to make it all come together, I'll decorate it all with a bunch of stuff. And done. Dude, this place looks really cool. I built a total of 2 floors and oh my god, it looks really insane. I made a lot of pods in the walls for all the villagers, and dude, it looks absolutely amazing with the flooring, all of the trading halls, bridges. Oh my god. But it's not 100% complete. You might ask, Mr. Reaper, what's this massive hole in the middle for? Well, I'll explain that later. But bro, I love this build. So with the factory build, I'm gonna have to put 156 villagers in here. And I do have an insane villager breeder right here. But transporting each and every single one of these villagers is gonna be a pain I don't want to suffer. And thankfully there is a village right next to this factory. And there's only 2 villagers left in here. So I'll quickly dig a hole right here and bam, I'll place some beds down, and also I'll make a redstone contraption where if I flick this lever, water will push all the villagers so that I can easily pick them up with this minecart. And the villager breeder is complete. This is a temporary breeder, by the way. I'm going to destroy this later. I just need it right now to make some villagers while I do other things. And while this breeder is making me more villagers, I want to make a zombie machine. You're probably like, what that? But let me tell you, villagers hate you and they'll trade you a wooden pickaxe for like 3,000 emeralds. But if you throw a zombie in their faces and make them into zombie villagers and then cure them, they'll be like, oh, this is the guy that saved me. Even though I blatantly threw a zombie in his face, here man, you can have all of this for 1 emerald. And I'll be like, oh yeah. So I want to build a zombie machine that makes me go, oh yeah. So I'm gonna build it next to this breeder, and this needs no explanation because it's really simple. It's just a couple of rails with glass blocks, water, and stuff. And that is the machine built. But to make it work, I'm gonna need a zombie. You, my good sir, welcome to Ristorante del Zombie, where we serve fine villagers. Have a seat. Here's a knife, sir. Enjoy. So for the next 3 or 4 hours, I ended up breeding all of these villagers, and I actually got more than 156 villagers. Dude, this is crazy. Look at all of these villagers. Now I'll just pick one of these villagers, trade with them a bunch. See, they literally hate me. What is this? Selling 18 cookies for 3 emeralds. Sir, your dish is ready. Then I'll throw a potion at them, give him a gapple, and 5 minutes later, he'll turn back into a villager. And there is the discount. 1 emerald for 18 cookies. Let's go. You're ready, dude. You are going to your happy place. And there he goes, right in his place. Alright, now I've got to do that for the rest of these villagers. So I'm not gonna stretch this for too long. I was getting really fast at curing all of these villagers and putting them in their places. First I started with 5 or 6 villagers at a time, but that was not fast enough. So I did 8 villagers at a time, but that would still take a long time. So I ended up curing 24 villagers at a time. Dude, this is crazy. Oh yeah. And then I put every single one of them in their places. And now that all 156 villagers are in their places, I'm gonna make a villager hut in one of these walls. And the cookie factory is partially complete. But now to trade with these guys, I'm gonna need a lot of emeralds. About 300,000 emeralds in total. And I do have a couple of shulker boxes, but I'm gonna need 30 shulker boxes full of emerald blocks. So I'm gonna AFK in my raid farm overnight because this raid farm generates 56,000 emeralds per hour. So hopefully when I wake up, I should have all the emeralds I'll need. And after one overnight session, oh my god, dude, let's go! Over 350,000 emeralds. Dude, this is insane. I've never actually had this many emeralds in my life. This is so crazy. So I'll craft everything into emerald blocks, which by the way took me well over 1 hour. And I also crafted all of these redstone blocks. And look at all of these gunpowder. Bro, 22 shulker boxes filled with emerald blocks. This is so insane. Alright, I think it's time we go and trade for 5 million cookies. But before we do that, I'm gonna need a way to store all of those cookies. So hence why is this massive hole in the wall. I have to actually fill this hole with chests. And to store 5 million cookies, I'm gonna need about 3,000 chests. That is an insane amount of chests. But I did farm 1 million logs, so crafting all of these chests are no problem. And that's all the chests I'm gonna need. So first I'll place all of the chests, the hoppers. I'll make a cool system where if I throw cookies down in this water elevator, it'll transport all of these cookies to the top and store them in these chests. And this massive wall of chests are not even going to be enough. That's why I made 2 other places for storage. So I'll make those and the storage system is complete. And with that, the cookie factory is complete. Dude, this is absolutely insane. I think it deserves to have the massive cookie logo in front of it. So with the materials I've gathered, I'll start by making the massive cookie in front, and I'll make 2 emeralds inside and another cookie in front of the chest. And now the cookie factory is officially complete. And I love it. Dude, I just love flying around this place. This is so fun. I've never actually built any factories before, but I think I've nailed it. Man, this looks awesome. And now I'm gonna have to start trading and the cookie army is waiting, man, I'm gonna have to start right now. But before I do that, I'm gonna put a 1 hour timer on the clock to see how many cookies I can get in exactly 1 hour. By the way, we're starting at almost 10,000 cookies right now. And go! I'll grab some emeralds, I'll trade till my inventory is full, I'll throw the cookies in the system, and I'll trade some more cookies. And I have to say, it's quite a clever system I've built. I get emeralds, trade, and store all the cookies. And that's the entire cycle. This is the last method that would get me to 5 million cookies, by the way. Testing it for 1 hour would determine how many hours it would take to feed 5 million cookie soldiers. If this method gives me 500,000 cookies per hour, I will only need to trade for only 10 hours, which will be incredibly fast. And the timer is up. Let's see how many cookies we got. Dude, this is insane. 145,000 cookies. We're doing great. I've just got to trade with these guys for another couple of hours and I'll become the real cookie god. Little did I know, it's not going to take just a couple of hours, but over 32 hours. This felt like a huge slap to my face. I was devastated. All of this work, testing out these methods, building the cookie factory, breeding the villagers, curing the villagers, and I was making only a fraction of what I was hoping for. I traded for another hour until I realized, wait, what? 32 hours? No way! I even did the math 3 times just to be sure, and I was torn. No way, dude! I'm gonna have to do this for the next 32 hours? That's like 4 days of trading! No shot it's going to take that long. I just quit immediately after that. That was my lowest point, even to the point that I didn't even log back in that day. I know I already said I was going to farm 5 million cookies, but this is an insanely hard milestone. I searched far and wide to see if there are any other methods to make this any faster, but no. This was the only way. But then I realized I was doing this for a reason. The cookie army. The cookie soldiers are counting on me and I cannot let them down. So I immediately logged in the next day and I was going to do it, even if it takes 4 days. So I started trading with the villagers and I had a new plan. You see, when I traded with them, sometimes I would waste time by going back to the villagers that would have their trades logged. With this problem, I was wasting a couple of minutes every time, which would be disastrous in the long term. So I made a plan that if I filled my inventory once from one section, I will not come back to that section until I did a full-on circle around the trading hall. There was also another problem. I didn't have a way to throw the cookies into the storage system from the top trading halls. I always had to drop down, which was honestly kinda annoying and also time consuming. I was determined to be as efficient as possible. So I made a little ledge connecting the tubes with the top trading halls, and I made trading with these guys a lot more efficient. And there I was, trading for tons of cookies. And at this point I was making great progress, getting a lot of cookies for the cookie army. Until, wait, he can do that? They can make the cookies expensive again? Bro, I just saved your life. Until I didn't. But what are you doing? 8 emeralds for 18 cookies? Why? Why can they do this? Wait, let me Google this. What the heck is wrong with my villagers? So I read the wiki and it said you're trading for only 1 item and you gotta do other trades, or don't trade at all with that villager. So I think I'll buy some golden carrots because I don't think pumpkin pie is any good. So yeah, this was kind of a big hit to my progress because I thought I was making really good progress, but then this happened and now I was kind of scared. I had to keep an eye on that trade because that trade is ludicrous, and if that number slips and I trade, I could be losing a lot of emeralds. And there we go, the villager is back to his senses again and he's selling me cookies for 1 emerald. That's great. And after a couple of thousand trades, I reached 1,447,000 cookies and I'm already making great progress. Dude, this was really fast. I'm having so much fun right now, and at this rate I'll have 5 million cookies in no time. And that was the end of day 1. So it's the start of day 2 and I was really excited. I planned on working for 12 hours today. That would mean I would have to reach another 1.5 million cookies. So I started trading with the villagers and I listened to music while I was doing it, so it wasn't all that bad. And while I'm trading with these guys for 5 million cookies, I just want to say something real quick. Guys, making these videos are quite expensive because as soon as I'm done recording, I send the video to an editor who edits my videos for $300. Then I send the video to a VFX artist who make these cool graphics on screen, so that's another $100. Then I pay the animation artist another $100 for the animation you saw in the intro, so that's $500 in total. Yeah, but I do that all on my own. For whatever I cannot pay with with money, I pay with time. And now you know why it's taking me an insane amount of time to make each video, because I really want to make the best content I can. So I would really appreciate it if you could scroll down and press that subscribe button, as I'm trying to reach 50,000 subscribers by the end of this year. By the way, we reached 2.5 million cookies at this point, which was kind of weak. I had to shut down an entire section because their trades were too expensive. So yeah, that was kind of bad. I was now 1 million closer to reaching 5 million cookies and becoming the real cookie god. That was the end of day 2. It's the start of day 3 and I was determined to finish it today. But getting the previous 2.5 million cookies took me 16 hours to farm, and I was going to do the impossible, trading for another 2.5 million cookies in one day. I was going to do it today even if it meant I would have to stay up till 4 AM. But then I realized by trading for 16 hours, I was getting extremely fast and faster with each trade. Look at me go! So I timed myself again. Alright, the timer started. Let's see how many cookies we can get. You have to remember, for the last 16 hours, I was just doing this, going from one villager to another, trading, throwing the cookies into storage, and doing this on repeat over and over and over again. Alright, the timer is up. Let's see how many cookies we got. 220,000! That's insane! Oh my god! I might be able to do this today! By trading for 16 hours, I was not able to fit 3 days, but 4 Minecraft days in 1 hour, and I was getting extremely fast. With the newfound confidence, I was sure I was going to do it in just 12 hours. So I traded, and 3 hours in, I reached 3 million cookies, which was honestly the fastest I've done it. And another 5 hours in, I reached 4 million cookies. Now this was absolutely amazing. I was just 1 million closer to my goal, and I was incredibly excited. With every villager I cured, with every trade that I did, every hour that passed, and every cookie that I was getting made me believe that nothing can be accomplished by giving up. And it took me 12 hours overall, but we finally did it! Let's go! 5 million cookies in Minecraft Hardcore. Dude, this is absolutely incredible. Look at all of these cookies. Look at it, man. Oh my god. What? Wait, I've changed. Whoa, dude. I think I've absorbed the power of the cookies and now I've done it. I became the real cookie god. Dude, this is insane. Oh my god. I've never farmed 5 million of anything. Man, this is really insane. Dude, I think it's a world record. Guys, I've broken another world record. And by the way, a cookie god, if you want to reclaim your throne, you gotta get more cookies than me, bro. And now with all of these cookies, I'll never let the cookie army starve again. This is 100 million items, and it's massive, but that is also 100 million items. What? That's because these chests store 3,400 items, but these chests with shulker boxes store 90,000 items. So shulker boxes are extremely OP, and I have no shulker boxes. So by the end of this video, I want to have enough shulker boxes to store 100 million items in my hardcore world. So to get shulker boxes, you only get one option: shulkers. By killing shulkers, you can get shulker shells, and crafting that with a chest will get you a shulker box. Why do you have to kill everything to get what you want? Why can't I just go like yoink? I don't know, I guess Mojang is evil. So to start, we have 2 ways to get shulker shells, and I want to test both of them to see which one is faster. The first method is exploring. Yeah! In this method, you just kill shulkers. Bruh. I don't know what you want me to say. This is the oldest trick in the book, so let's see how many shulker shells I can get in 1 hour. So this method is extremely simple. You just enter an entity and just start murdering shulkers, which is quite grim to be honest, but I don't care. If anything, it's Mojang's fault for making it this way. I said like the yoink, but like they say, it is what it is. So after doing this method for 1 hour, we got 350 shulker shells, which is quite cool to be honest. It's not bad is what I'm trying to say. But the next method is going to be insane. I think so. But let me fly home real quick. I don't like this place. The void looks right at you, and I don't like that. And I'ma stand right here to say the line, consistency, baby. So it's time for the next method, and it is farming. Yeah, because if you didn't know, if a shulker bullet hits another shulker, they will duplicate. I really don't know why. What is even a shulker? Wait, Google, what is even a shulker box? Huh? I guess Google doesn't know, but it showed me this image. I really don't know what to do with it. Where was I? Ah yes, shulker duplication. So by using this mechanic, we can make a shulker farm. So let's gather some materials. First, we'll need a ton of scaffolding, so to the jungle. What? 12,000? That's crazy! I guess we're gonna be here for a while. Alright, this should hopefully be enough. Next up, we need 12,000 building blocks. And in my opinion, for farms, smooth stone looks the best. I think netherite looks the best, but I don't have any netherite. So we're gonna make use of my giant furnace. It both smelts items and makes stone. So I'll grab those and I'll throw them in the system, and a couple of minutes later, we have all the smooth stone we'll need. This is a crazy farm and I love it. Next up, buttons. 1,000 of them. So let's grab those, and I'll need a bunch of other random materials, which I have a lot of them laying around. And boom, we have all the materials, except wither roses. 1 stack of wither roses. And you can get wither roses if your wither kills something. Now people have spawned the wither in the end, which it kills the enderman, and you can get all the wither roses you'll need. But the void looks at me funny, so I have a way better plan. Pablo, you lucky duck, I mean chicken, give me an egg. Thank you. All your children are gonna turn into wither roses. I'll grab a couple of wither heads from my farm. I'll throw these eggs to get some chickens. I want to get over 100 chickens in here. So, oh, this is hurting my finger. Yeah, we'll let the machine do it. And boom, that's all the chickens we'll need. Now here comes the fun part. I really don't know why I'm happy. Well, it is the fun part, so let's just spawn them in. Wait, I'm not prepared. Let me grab my bow, wear my chest plate, and also the wither might not be able to kill all the chickens in one hit, so I need to make a poison potion. And yeet! Okay, now I'm ready. Let's just place it, and hopefully he doesn't just destroy those wither roses when he explodes. Okay, yes, let's go. Alright, now I just have to kill this guy, which is easy. Get destroyed. I have a ton of apples. You think you have a chance? Look at all of these wither roses. Mission accomplished. Now that I have all of these materials, let's go to the end and build this thing. And I need to find an NCD that's kinda near one of those things, the end portal. So we're gonna have to kill the dragon 20 times. And I did some off-camera work to get all of these end crystals. Nah, I'm just kidding. I killed a ton of gas. And this is how we respawn the dragon. And he's gonna do that, and we shoot the man. Wait, is it a man dragon or a woman dragon? I guess it's a woman dragon because it lays an egg. But who knows? I mean, look at villagers. Okay, that should be all of the end portals. Poor dragons had to die because I wanted to travel faster. I guess we just peek our heads in each one of them to see if there are any entities nearby. Okay, we found ourselves an entity, and I'll build this farm near this, maybe 100 blocks away, and right here looks good, right in the middle of the void. Why? Because the void looks funny. No, but really, because shulkers don't like to die to my wither roses, so they'll teleport to somewhere safe and stay there. And I don't like them staying there, so we'll build it on top of the funny void. So first I'll pillar up, then we'll make a quick platform for... I really don't know how this works. But I do know how this box works. You just sit in it. It's an AFK station. Then we're gonna make another box right here for, pipelines. So I'll place some scaffolding, an armor stand, a piece of string, and also a water bucket. Bruh. But I know why I have to place all of these scaffoldings, because when a shulker gets duplicated, it should teleport on these scaffolding. So you could say I'm somewhat of a genius. So I'll make a platform for smooth stone and another one with scaffolding and another one on top of all of it. I'll put down some redstone stuff and the wither roses to kill all of the shulkers. I hope it's for that. To precisely place boats and another smaller platform on top of all of it. And lastly, we're gonna spawn some snowy dudes right here. And with that, the shulker farm is complete. Kinda. We need a shulker to go in here and populate the system. But before we do that, I'm just gonna say it, this is not a fast farm. It gives about 800 shulker shells per hour, and there are other farms that say 1400 shulker shells, or 1800 shulker shells, or even 6900 shulker shells. Nice. But it's all a lie, because I tested the 6900 one, and it gave me 1700 shulker shells per hour. So to make this system faster, I'm just gonna make another 8 more farms around it, which is gonna mean 7200 shulker shells per hour. And that's gonna solve all of my storage problems. So let's get to building. And now that we have all of these farms built, there's only one last thing that needs to be done. Transporting 9 shulkers all the way to this farm. Thank God I made this farm near this incident. It's gonna make my life so much easier. We'll build a quick little track with an activator rail at the end and go. And since this guy doesn't like me, he'll probably just teleport underneath these blocks, which I'll just break it, and he'll be like, and he'll go right into this farm. Alright, now we've got to do that for all 8 of these. And here goes the first one, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, and the 8. And the shulker farms are complete. Now the only thing remaining is to put down a lot of chests for storage. And this farm is officially complete. I'm just gonna say it, this looks so cool having all of these farms like this above the void. It looks amazing and it looks really cool with shaders. And I'm going to sleep right now, so I'll go in this little AFK box and we'll AFK here overnight. Hopefully we'll have a ton of shulker shells tomorrow to work with. Good night, guys. Top of the morning to you, ladies. Yeah, I can't do that. But good morning. It's been over 10 or 11 hours because I had breakfast and lived. Yeah, I don't do that, sorry. I was just procrastinating, but let's see how many shulker shells we got. Oh my god, dude, this is insane! Look at all of these shulker shells! This is actually insane. Wait, let me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 120,000 shulker shells. This is crazy! I asked for shells, but I think I got overpaid or something. What is this? This is actually a lot of shulker shells. It's gonna make 60,000 shulker boxes. Wait, how much storage space is that? 100 million? Oh no. I was actually hitting for 10 million. I got 100 million. This is absolutely crazy. Sorry, I'm just blown away with how much this produced. I really don't know what to do with this many shulker boxes. But wait. I do. I want to make a giant shulker made out of shulker boxes. I'll store all of these shulker shells in it. Shulker inception. So let me actually get some of these shulker shells in a shulker box. Dude, this is absolutely crazy. I'll take as much as I can for now. I'll leave the rest in here for when I need it. But I think I'll never need to come back here. This is so crazy. I'll grab some logs to make some chests. And I ended up crafting over 1,400 shulker boxes. And now let's get to placing. Dude, this is so fun. This is really fun. I've never had this many shulker shells in my life, and it's thanks to you guys that pushed me to make these sort of insane content. So a big thank you goes to you guys. And I could obviously bring all the shulker shells to store them in the shulker box, but I think them staying in my storage system is a better alternative because I know they'll be safely stored in there and be easily accessible when I need it. And for the head, I don't think there is any color that resembles the shulker's head in Minecraft, so I'll just use birchwood because it kind of looks like that. And for the eyes, we'll still use shulker boxes. Can somebody count how many times I've said shulker in this video? It might be over 30 times, but let me know. And done. Dude, this looks so cool. I love it. Imagine if you had this many shulker shells. Ah, yes. What are you using this for? To store dirt, and I could have obviously made this a lot bigger than it is right now, but since shulker boxes are entities, they'll just despawn. And Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and Bill Doors are the richest players in Minecraft. They've got 99.9% of all the riches in the world, all the way from iron to netherite. But I'm broke. I mean, I'm the brokest you can get, and I want to become one of these richest players. So I devised a master plan. I'm gonna start at the bottom, getting the easiest of the riches, then I'm gonna move on to higher riches, going for diamonds and beacons, and at the end we're gonna get a resource that Steve Tasks dream about. Yeah. So first up we're gonna start with iron, which I'm already rich with iron. I have 1,000,000 iron ingots, which I got in a previous video. So I'll get a shulker box of iron and bang. Then gold, which I have a gold farm, so a couple of hours later I can make infinite golden apples. Bro, Steve Task is so jealous. Then for the emeralds, can I get a ka-ching sound effect? And bang, there goes all the easy resources, which means we're already 50% of the way there to become the richest player in Minecraft. But the next couple of resources are going to be insanely hard to get, taking players weeks upon weeks of grinding to get. So let's move on to the medium resources. And the first one is, drumroll please, diamond. And we have two ways to get one shulker box full of diamonds. We could either go mining for diamonds, which we already know it's gonna be slow, or we could do the next option, which is using machines that will do the mining for us. And you already know what option I'm going with. Mining away. So let's gather some materials. First we'll need a ton of slime, which I have. Then we'll need a lot of redstone materials, which again, I have a lot of it laying around in my base. And lastly, the most confusing material of all, ancient debris. What? Why? Well, you see, that's a good question. And I need a lot of it, like 96 ancient debris. So I'll need some trinitrotoluene. And we're gonna blow the nether, and a couple of hours of mining later, bro, this is so exhausting. We have all the ancient debris we'll need. Now let's get to building these machines underground. And while it would be really funny, cool, and awesome to dig out a massive tunnel with my pickaxe, I'm gonna use trinitrotoluene. Wow, this place is really huge. Alright, this is looking more like it. Now let's make all of these machines. I'm kinda excited though. I really want to see if these machines actually work. Because I haven't really tested them out, but I've got faith. It's going to work. It should work. It has to work. And boom! That's all 25 machines built. Another 25 to go. And boom! I realize I'm saying boom a lot in this video. I think it could be funny. Now if I click this note block, all of these machines should fire up during its auto. Fine, I'll stop. And... oh yeah! It works! And we already found diamonds! Can I get a ka-ching sound effect? Let's go! Dude, this is so easy to use. You just push this button and you get diamonds. Bro, we got diamond mining machines before GTA 6. Bruh. Anyways, this is crazy. So let's just keep doing this until I fill this entire shulker box with diamonds. So that was fun. And look at the length of this tunnel. But most importantly, look at all of these gorgeous diamonds. Oh my god. I'm rich. But we're not done with the medium resources. No, we're still at 65% richness. And we have one more medium resources to get. And that is beacons. 600 beacons. Yes, I'm not kidding. And beacons are one of the most expensive items in Minecraft. Because to just craft one, you need 5 glass blocks, 3 obsidian, and the most expensive item of all, a nether star. And since we need 600 beacons, we're gonna need, well, 600 times that amount. Yeah, pretty much that. So for sand and obsidian, I really don't care about getting those, because I can AFK this sand duper, and I have a ton of obsidian left over from this video. And that should be all of the resources to craft the beacons, except the nether star, the heart of the wither. Wow, I'm going too deep into this. Heart of the wither. It's what he drops when you kill it. Nobody cares. Heart of the wither, my foot. But we're still gonna need to summon and kill 600 withers, which is no joke, pretty hard. And to summon a wither, we need 3 wither skeletons to drop their heads, which is pretty rare. It has a 5.5% chance to drop their head. And going from one fortress to another to get wither skulls is just stupid, because I need over 1800 wither skeleton skulls. Let that sink in. Yeah, thanks Elon. But I have a farm for that, so we're just gonna AFK this overnight, and hopefully we'll have all of the wither herds tomorrow. Top of the morning to you laddies. Yeah, I still can't do that. But good morning. Let's check these wither heads. Oh my god. Dude, this is absolutely crazy. Over 1800 wither skeleton skulls. Honestly, I wasn't actually expecting this to work this well. Wait, how many wither skeletons did I kill? 21,000? Oh my god. This is actually mind-blowing. So let's get all of these in a shulker box and go to the end, because while I could kill all of these withers in a tunnel, it's gonna be a lot of work to tunnel, check for my health and whatnot, so we're gonna use this technique. I also need 4 shulker boxes full of soul sand, so I'm gonna get that. You know, Recrap was right about this technique. Digging a 3x3 area is really faster than doing the other methods. But anyways, under the portal we're gonna place the soul sand and the heads, and he's stuck in there like he can't do anything. And we can easily just slap him with the sword, and there we go. That's another star. I'm gonna have to do that another 599 times. Oh my god. And while it is kinda cool that I killed 800 withers, it's also the most mind-numbing task of spawning and killing 600 withers. But like SB said, I'm gonna put my left. Wait, what did he say again?
Put my best foot forward and get busy mining up.
Yes, I'm gonna put my left leg forward and get this done. This was an incredibly long task, and I wasn't efficient at all, so I had to make this more efficient. I switched from a sharpness sword to a smite sword because the smite sword does more damage to undead mobs, but it wasn't that fast, so I had to make a strength 2 beacon, which made it a lot more fun. Now I was making great progress, slapping the nether stars out of these withers. That was the first 100 wither stars. Wow, this actually doesn't look like a lot. As a reference, this is 100 beacons, and that is 600 beacons. So that's 200 wither stars, and I got carried away, but mostly claustrophobic, so I decorated this wither killing chamber, and I think it looks better. And honestly, looking back at it, yes, it does look way better than the tiny room we had earlier. Anyways, 3 hours in, and we have 300 wither stars, which means we're halfway there. I guess I didn't get how many 600 withers were. It's just like too many. Like, look at this world. Bro, this is a serious amount of withers. And this took so long that I even tried to mend my tools with the withers XP. But anyways, 400 is checked off the list, another 200 to go. And by the way, please subscribe. I put a lot of effort to make these videos, and I would really appreciate it if you could scroll down and press that subscribe button. The goal is 20,000 subscribers, and every subscriber counts. Thank you, and finally 500 wither stars. Just 100 more to go, and I'm gonna have over 9 stacks of beacons. And there we go, the last nether star. Dude, this is so crazy. Have you ever seen this many nether stars? This looks literally beautiful for some reason. I can just say one thing about this. And let's craft all of these, and dude, this literally looks gorgeous. I can now have 600 beacons whenever I want, wherever I want. So with the materials we've got right now, we're gonna make a couple of beacons of each resources right here. Why? Now that's a good question. That's a really good question. But first, I'll have to destroy this iron farm. And done. That's the iron beacon, that's the gold beacon, that's the emerald beacon, and that's the diamond beacon. All 4 of them are done, except the last beacon that goes in the center. The hardest material ever. The material that only just a couple of people have gotten. The only resource that defines value. Netherite. The hardest endgame material ever to get, and I want the achievement that only a few have reached, getting a netherite beacon on hardcore Minecraft. Now there are a couple of ways to get netherite. The first way is mining, which is quite fast. The second way is to use Trinitratoluin, and the last, fastest and easiest method of all, mining under the lava. Yes, I'm not kidding, because if you didn't know, ancient debris spawns underneath the lava, and apparently there are a ton of them everywhere, and it requires no tunneling and no use of Trinitrat. So let's do some preparation. Since we're mining under the lava, we're gonna need a lot of fire resistant potions, and I mean a lot. And to make fire resistant potions, we're gonna need a lot of nether warts and blaze rods. So we're gonna quickly make a nether wart farm and farm some blazes for their rods. And the last thing we need for fire resistant potions are magma cream, and I could obviously go kill magma cubes like a peasant, but Jeff Bozo's gonna laugh on me. So we're gonna make a farm for it. I'm quickly gonna grab a couple of 100,000 blocks, some glass, and some other redstone materials, and that's all the materials we're gonna need. Then we'll fly to another roof. Whee! Oh, this guy's still here. Oh, get in that boat, Jimmy. Yeah, now your name is Jimmy. Stop shivering, Jimmy. This is not snow. It's not cold here. We're in the nether. And right here looks good. I'll place some storage with rails and minecarts, and I'm not just gonna build one platform. No. I'm gonna build not 2, not 3, not 4, not even 5, but 6 platforms for magma cubes to spawn. And we'll build a roof right on top of it because gas so dumb. We'll spawn a couple of iron golems, go to the build height and make an AFK platform, and the farm is complete. And how this farm works is when magma cubes spawn, they'll be like, oh, bad guy, and they'll run for them, but they end up falling for the death. Alright, with this farm complete, I'm just gonna AFK here for 1 hour, and we'll have all the magma cubes we'll ever need. Alright, that should be a good start. I'm going for 3 shulker blocks full of fire resistance. Yes, that's a long time in the nether. Over 10 hours in the nether. And I don't think that's gonna be enough. And also, this is dumb. This takes a long time to brew each potion. And as a wise man once told me, if you need 3 shulker boxes full of fire resistant potions, make a machine. So we're gonna make a potion brewer, which is quite an easy build. We'll place some redstone stuff with some chests and hopper, and the machine is complete. I'll wait a couple of minutes, and can I get a ka-ching sound effect? Yes, thank you. The next thing we need are rockets. A ton of rockets, and you can craft rockets by using paper and gunpowder. But if you add another gunpowder, it adds more flight duration to the rocket. That's gonna let you fly for longer. And I want 3 shulker boxes full of rockets, so I'm gonna AFK in my mob farm, and let's hope we get a ton of gunpowder. Okay, that should hopefully be enough. Next up, paper. A lot of paper. Actually, 3 shulker boxes full of paper. So I'm just gonna use this farm and get all the sugarcane we'll need. Builders, I'm coming for you. After a couple of harvests, that's all the paper we'll need. I'll craft all of the firework rockets, and it's fair to say that we are never running out of rockets. Bro, I was actually heading for 3 shulker boxes of rockets. I got 9 shulkers, and they're all level 3. That's just insane. And the very last thing I need are elytras, which I already have some, so we're gonna enchant them with unbreaking 3 and mending. Look at all of these elytras, dude. This is crazy. And I'm at 99,000 levels. Bro, that took over 100 levels. And we're back to 100,000. And there's still more XP as well. Might as well wait to see how many levels we land on. Dude, 18 more levels, that's crazy. And that should be all the materials needed. Dude, we're starting to run out of time for this video, and I have to be really fast about this. So let's quickly go to the nether and get some ancient debris. Dude, this took so long. I'm just gonna throw this and submerge myself under the lava. and I don't see anything. Bro, what? Okay, that's much better. And this fire is pretty annoying. And there we go. I used the no fire overlay texture pack, by the way. Dude, finding ancient debris is so hard because it just blends in with the netherrack and soul sand and stuff. So we're gonna use this texture pack that makes the ancient debris blue, and that's gonna make the ancient debris more visible. Like, there's a lot around here. Dude, all of this ancient debris is impossible to get without fire resistance. Wow, this is way more fun than crafting trinity rock and blowing a tunnel, because you can just fly to another ancient debris and just mine it. I'm having way more fun than the other method. We're gonna have to do this, mining ancient debris again and again and again until we reach 7,000 ancient debris. And I'm gonna have to be really careful because we're underneath the lava, and if I just forget about fire resistance, I'm toast. Like, I'm literally toast. And I also have to be really fast because I'm really in a bit of a time crunch, and if I don't finish this video today, I'm gonna have to delay this video by a week or something. And so I did mine ancient debris. It's been 15 minutes and we already got 55 ancient debris. Dude, this was so fast. And this is our very first stack of ancient debris. 6,936 more to go. Yay! Dude, I've cleared out this entire place out of ancient debris, and I got almost a stack and a half. That's how you know ancient debris is rare and expensive. Dude, it is really slow swimming in these lava pools, that even the normal rockets don't take you anywhere. I realized I couldn't fly, and then I saw my elytra broke, and you thought getting 15 elytras was overkill. Oh, ancient debris, and there's a lot of it. So I ended up mining, doing this for hours and hours, and I wasn't expecting any less. Like, it took SB727 a literal week to do it in the lifesteal SMP, and I was starting to run out of time for this video because I had another 1 hour to record, and I was 4 stacks in. I was 100% sure I wasn't gonna complete getting all 7,000 ancient debris, so I just kept on mining for the rest of the hour with a question going in my head over and over again, going from ancient debris to ancient debris, second by second. I was inching forwards to the goal of 7,000 ancient debris to make the last beacon and to complete my riches, to finally say, suck it, bozo. But after doing so much, after mining for hours, doing all of this, I asked myself the question, are you really gonna be able to get all of these ancient debris in just 1 hour? Well, the answer is nope. I only have 7.5 stacks of ancient debris, and if I try to do the rest of this mining 7,000 ancient debris thing, I'm gonna have to delay this video by another week or two. So the smart decision is to just go home and make with what we have right now. So at the end of the day, I managed to get an iron, gold, emerald, diamond with 600 beacons and 9 blocks of netherite and the rest with ancient debris. At least I managed to activate the beacon, and I can't even say suck it, bozo, because I don't have the full beacon. And I just have to say that I'm sorry that I couldn't do this in just this video, but mark my words, I'm going to finish this beacon if it's the last thing I do.
This is a netherite beacon. No way, genius. Shut up! The most expensive, hardest, and unnecessarily hard flicks in all of Minecraft. And to make this insanity, you need 164 blocks of netherite. Well, that's easy, man. Just mine netherite and make the beacon. Wrong! It's not easy. And you're adopted. Each netherite block needs 9 ingots, and each ingot requires 4 ancient debris and 4 gold. That means every block needs 36 ancient debris, and since we need 164 blocks, that's almost 6,000 ancient debris. Well, other YouTubers have done it, and it doesn't take that much time, and I'm not adopted. Wrong! And ask your mom. This challenge took SB727 2 months, Wadzi 6 months, and Wunba an entire year. Yes, this guy who made a literal black hole in Minecraft spent a year on this. But I, MrReaperXD, I will complete this netherite beacon in just 1 week. Oh really, bro? That's so original. Headshot. And if I don't do it, I will donate $100 billion to charity. And I'm not kidding. So if you haven't watched my previous video, I wanted to become the richest player in Minecraft. Jeff Bozo, Elon Musk, and Bill Doors are the richest players in Minecraft, and I wanted to become one of them. I had the goal of getting all the beacon types, and I managed to get a full iron, gold, emerald, and diamond beacon, but the netherite beacon looks trash. So in this video, I'm confident that we're definitely going to do it. Complete the hardest achievement and make this netherite beacon within just 1 week. The reason I'm confident is if we go to the potato dimension, we can find literal patches of ancient debris. We just mine that and that's it. Congrats, we got the video. Woo! Time to go home. Wait, was that even an option? Why did I come up with that after the video? Gotta be kidding. No, it's because I have all of these materials which I've prepared in the previous video. I got a load of fire resistant potions, you'll see why. I've got a ton of flight duration 3 rockets. Write that down, Patrick.
Write that down!
and a bunch of elytras. All of these materials are needed to mine ancient debris. Bro, what? Are you having a stroke? Okay, the potions, they make sense because you're in the nether. But rockets and elytras? What you gonna do with that? You're stupid! Or you don't know. It's one or the other. Because if you don't know, ancient debris spawns underneath the lava. And there are tons of them everywhere. If we were to go to the nether, splash ourselves with fire resistance, and go underneath the lava, we can see literally nothing. Yeah! Which is why we're going to use the no fog mod. And now we can see underneath the lava. But we're burning, like we're literally burning. So we're gonna install the no fire overlay resource pack. And now we can see everywhere, but not everything. Because honestly, I can't see any ancient debris right now. We don't talk about this because ancient debris blends in with netherite and soul stones and stuff, so we're gonna install the blue ancient debris resource pack, and that's gonna make all the ancient debris stick out like a sore thumb. And why does ancient debris have to be in the nether? Mojang is like, let's put the rarest ore in literal hell. That's so cool. And by using the rockets, we can fly from one ancient debris to another one. By the way, the reason why we're not using the flight duration 1 rockets, you took notes, right? Because this is how much distance the level 1 takes us, and this is the flight duration 3 rockets.
I'm sorry if you didn't know what that meant.
Oh, ancient debris. Dude, there are a lot of ancient debris around here. So let's start mining, and I'm gonna update you guys each day for how many ancient debris we mined.
Chapter 1. The Fool's Mistake.
Man, honestly, this is way more fun than doing whatever Wadzi or Wanba did, because they use Trinitron and mine while I'm just flying from one ancient debris to another, and it takes away all the hassle of mining and placing and blowing the Trinitron. It's like a really cool shortcut. And after a couple of minutes, we got 64 ancient debris, which means we're officially 1% of the way there to making the ultimate netherite beacon, which also means we've got another 99% more to go. Yay! Honestly, this is the real Minecraft endgame. Forget killing the dragon. I'm out here collecting blocks nobody asked for. You know what? We already know that we've got a long way to go, so I want to do a test. How many ancient debris can I get in exactly 1 hour? This is hopefully gonna determine how long this challenge is going to take. Because if I could get 9 stacks per hour, because if I could get 3 stacks per hour, I'm gonna be able to do this challenge in just 27 hours, which is like 3 days. Compare that to the 1 year it took Wamba. Yes, I'm taking that. And the hour started. We're gonna go fast. Alright, already we're making really great progress. I love it when I just find a vein of 3 ancient debris. Dude, if ancient debris spawned like whole ore, I would have been done with this in just an hour. Not even that, I would have gone for 10 netherite beacons. Yes, I would have gotten 60,000 ancient debris.
Oh, shoot, push him, come on, just.
I wonder what these tiny sticks punching under the lava were, and they're just striders cruising along. I never found out how these guys are useful. I mean, they spawn in the middle of the lava, you can't use them in speedruns, you don't ever use them other than that stupid advancement you need. They're absolutely useless. Mojang could have given us boats that go on lava, but nope, they chose striders. But Dream did that cool MLG though. Nah, they cool. Striders are MLG legends. You, comment I like striders, right now. Anyways, we're 15 minutes in, and we already have almost a stack of ancient debris. That's crazy. Oh my god. As I said in the beginning, if I could get 3 stacks per hour, this whole challenge is going to be done in just under 3 days. Now, above everything else, meaning preparation materials, this whole process relies on me to find massive lava lakes. And when I finish one lava lake, I have to go to another one. And I also realized that ancient debris doesn't spawn in biomes like soul sand valleys or in basalt deltas. Or if they do, they're pretty rare to come by. So I have to fly to biomes like the OG Nether, Red Forest, and that Blue Forest, which apparently I forgot their names. And with this, we're 30 minutes in, and we're already at 1.5 stacks of ancient debris. Dude, we're making really great progress. In just 30 minutes, we got 160 ancient debris. That's absolutely crazy. And with this, we're at 45 minutes. I want to get as much as possible in the next 15 minutes. Dude, if I were to use the other methods like the Trinitron method, this would have taken months on end. I mean, these guys have tried it and they all did it for months. And if I were to do it, you wouldn't see me in another 3 months. I'm glad I found this method. And the hour is up. Let's see how much ancient debris we got. Dude, 3 stacks? That's insane.
With this, it seems our current plan is not only valid, but unstoppable.
Which also means we're at almost 3%. We're making insanely great progress. Look at how far we've traveled. Over 20,000 blocks. That's crazy. But it kind of drained my materials. I used over a shulker box of rockets, and I used a lot of fire resistance. Not to mention, I changed a couple of elytras as well. Regardless, I'm rich and I don't care. So let's just keep on doing
doing this and we're gonna have the entire netherite beacon in just a couple of hours. And so I did. I started mining ancient debris, whatever I could find on my site, flying from one ancient debris to another, and I was really confident. Do you ever question your life choices while mining? Because I just realized I've been digging virtual dirt for 5 hours straight, and this was the result of the very first day. Yay, we got 1,729 ancient debris, which means we're almost 30% of the way there to making the ultimate netherite beacon. Bro, I mined so much ancient debris today that Mojang just sent me a restraining order for bullying the nether. And with this, we were on track, and that was the end of day 1. Top of the morning to you, ladies. Yep, I still can't do it. Today is the day we are going to mine enough ancient debris to not have enough to finish the beacon. Yay! But we are going to go above 50%, hopefully. And so I started to mine ancient debris over and over and over again. Come here, little buddy. I'm not gonna smelt you. I just wanna upgrade my tools. You know, this takes a long time. The most annoying part about this process is not even mining, because each piece takes a little bit more time than it should. No, it's because we're under the lava and the movement sucks. I can't even move anywhere. Like, bro, what's the matter with you? Which honestly annoys me that I have to use rockets for just moving just a few inches. By the time I finish mining all of this debris, I'm going to be 90 years old and still looking for the last block. Regardless, I'm making insanely great progress. More progress than 1ba and 1z have ever made in just 2 days. Comparing this to those videos is just not even fair. But I also realized that SB737 did the same thing as I'm doing on the Lifesteal SMP. As I mined the ancient debris, everything seemed to be going perfectly. It hadn't been that long since I started the second day, but deep down something didn't feel right. A sense of horror crept in, like something terrible was about to happen. Despite my complete confidence that I could finish the beacon in just 3 days, the plan that had been working so well began to fall apart. In a flash, everything I had carefully planned was destroyed. The chance to continue mining ancient debris was suddenly gone, and with it my entire strategy crumbled. I got sick. I got the flu and I sounded like Darth Vader for a couple of days. And I didn't want that voice to be in the video. And within these days that I was having, I beat myself every day for not being productive, not being able to record, not being able to make content. Jeff Bozo, the king of 2-day delivery and cardboard boxes, laughing hysterically on me. My only goal of becoming the richest player in Minecraft was now in shambles. And honestly, these couple of days were quite boring. I like playing Minecraft. I really miss Pablo. It was day 4 and I was kind of feeling good. But these previous 2 days I spent not recording and just laying on my bed contemplating life were just nothing I imagined. I never thought I would get sick, but then I was back to playing Minecraft. You know what? Life happens. I was sick so I couldn't record my voice because I sounded like Darth Vader about to die. But anyways, we're back and we are going to finish this netherite beacon. It had been 2 days I suffered from the flu and now it was the start of day 5. But now the goal of finishing the beacon in 7 days was back alive and we were doing great since we're already at 1800 ancient debris, which means we only have 2 more days to finish this netherite beacon. And so I started to mine for ancient debris, and with each piece my confidence grew. I knew that if I kept this pace, I would be finished with the beacon by the end of tomorrow. Since I became Dark Vader's for 2 days, and I had made all the calculations, had 2 more days to finish the beacon and there was nothing in my way. What could stop me? By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Benjamin Franklin. Out of nowhere, the worst possible thing happened, the feeling of realization. The sun had just started to set on day 5, and by mining for 11 hours today, I was at 4,000 ancient debris. Suddenly, the feeling crept in, something I hadn't even considered. My confidence shattered as I realized the entire mining process was standing on a fragile pillar called preparation. The preparation I had done in the previous video was simply not enough. After 2 days of mining ancient debris, I ruined all of my preparation material. I ran out of rockets, I ran out of fire resistant potions, and all of my elytras were broken from all the flying. I was finished. I felt lower than I'd ever felt before, like everything I'd worked for had just been crushed. Look, I'm not being dramatic, but I honestly thought I couldn't keep going. I was 100% sure that tomorrow would be the final stretch, the moment I reached the achievement I'd been chasing. But after this, after spending every single bit of resources I had, the achievement, once possible, was now crushed. And now that all had been taken away, everything I had planned was gone. Look, I didn't care about the elytras, nor the fire resistant potions, because I had a great XP farm to mend the elytras, and I had made a farm for the fire resistant potions. So both of these were checked off the list, but the most crucial part was left out: rockets. I was absolutely drained from rockets. I had 9 shulker boxes of rockets. Yes, you heard me right. 9 entire shulker boxes. And I couldn't craft anymore because I used all of my materials. Over 15,000 level 3 rockets. And I used all of them in the past 2 days of mining. And I had none. I had nothing. I felt powerless. I could do the only thing possible. Think. I just took the day to think, to make a plan that for the following days I would have enough materials to finish the Netherite beacon. I really don't want to put myself on $100 billion debt. I'm broke, what do you expect? So I had to make my moves calculated. We cannot have any other mistakes or I'm gonna be in debt all of my life.
Bruh.
Chapter 2. The Resurgence. So it's the start of day 6 and I took all of what happened yesterday and I sketched out a plan. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna spend the 6th day getting all of these materials, and for the 7th day we're gonna hopefully get all the ancient debris. So first we're gonna divide this whole process into a couple of different steps. First, the easy step. I have to fix all of these broken elytras. I can't even fly on my own, bro. I have to walk again. So we're gonna go to my guardian farm and fix all of these elytras. And done. We have all 12 of them mended. Since I have 12 elytras, I won't be needing any more. Next, we're gonna need a lot of fire resistant potions. More fire resistant pots than before. And while I could just wait on just this one farm to give me 5 shulker boxes of fire resistance, it's gonna take precious time. So while this one farm is working, we're gonna build a couple more of these to the side. So I'll grab some redstone materials. And if you're asking, it's going to take even more time to build 4 more farms. Just AFK the one you have. Wrong! No, not wrong. You know what? Shut up. My video. And making these farms is quite easy. You just do... That's the first one. The second one. That's all of it done. And we just wait for each of these to give me 1 shulker box of fire resistance. And there we go. All done. And now for the hardest part. The hardest material needed. Firework rockets. I want more than we had previously. I want more than 9 shulker boxes of rockets. And rockets are crafted from gunpowder and paper. And since what we are crafting are level 3 rockets, we're gonna need more gunpowder than we need paper. And so I've scoured the internet searching for a creeper farm that would give me the most amount of gunpowder. Until I stumbled upon this creeper farm. It's the same one SB used in his Netherite beacon video. So I'm 100% sure that it's going to work. And it's going to work efficiently. So let's gather a bunch of materials, and by the way, this thing is super expensive to build. It requires 2500 stone bricks, 1700 stone buttons, 1000 oak trapdoors, 1000 obsidian, 128 dispensers, 128 moss carpets, 128 oak leaves, 128 stone brick stairs, 16 spruce trapdoors, 12 chests, and that's all the material we're gonna need. Now where do I build this farm? I want a flat surface where no other mobs can spawn. And my best option is probably the ocean, because no other mobs can spawn. And right here looks good. First we're gonna start with placing a platform with holes between each block. That's gonna let us place dispensers between each block, just like that. And inside each of these dispensers we're gonna put a boat. Why a boat, you ask? We'll get to that later. And that's all of them done. Then we'll place an ice block, break that, and put down a leaf block that's gonna cage the water. And once we activate the dispenser, the boat will stay on top of the leaf. Honestly, doing this fast makes this satisfying. It's like nails on a chalkboard satisfying. Great satisfaction. And that's all of that done. Then we place... Oh shoot! I forgot one thing. Sea pickles. I need over 500 sea pickles. I completely forgot about that. How did I forget about that? Okay, so my best chance of getting that many sea pickles is to probably make a sea pickle farm. So we're gonna have to make a farm for the other farm, so that then that farm will give us the materials to make the other farm, and the other farm as a result will help us make the beacon. Okay, that makes sense. So let's go to my redstone testing world and make a pickle farm. If you think my redstone is impressive, wait until you see how many times I've googled why isn't my redstone working. Yeah, this ain't working. So I just went on YouTube and found this farm. Let's gather the materials for the farm that will help the other farm. Okay, I'll stop. I'll grab some blocks, glass, chest, hoppers, slab, trapdoors, dirt, piston, redstone, repeaters, comparators, dispensers, observers, levers, iron trapdoors, hopper minecarts, powered rails. Wait, I need sea pickles? The whole point of this farm is to give me sea pickles. What the heck? You're going to give me sea pickles, not me giving you sea pickles. I don't have any sea pickles. Can it not work without sea pickles? I guess not. So let's go find sea pickles apparently. Should have done this at the beginning. And there we go, sea pickles. And I also need coral blocks. And that should be all the materials to make the farm that gives us the material. And I'll build it right here. So we're gonna start by placing chests, hoppers on top, rails on top of that, then slabs on the side, and an iron trapdoor on top of it. Then the hopper minecarts at the top of the rails. We'll cover all of this with glass, and since coral blocks die if there's no water near it, we'll add water not to let the corals die. And the last water bucket and the 4 coral blocks on top. The reason why we're using coral blocks is no, cause sea pickles only spawn in coral blocks. Wait, is that actually true? I just came out with that one. Yeah, it's true. We'll put down some chests, glass, and water. Make a platform and put down some pistons. This will break all the sea pickles. We'll put the pickles on top of this block and a dispenser on top of it. A hopper and a chest, redstone to power all of the pistons, and a clock that will activate the whole thing. And the pickle farm is complete. Something I didn't notice at first, but this small little farm will make us 70,000 sea pickles in 1 hour. 70,000! That's like the population of Bikini Bottom. That's also something I didn't know. Wait, I was wrong. It's more like 50,000. But 70,000 is crazy! Let's put some bone meal into this chest, and we're gonna AFK here for 15 minutes or something to get all the sea pickle we need. Two double chests of sea pickles? This is literally crazy! And we'll put the pickles on top of the leaves. And that's that. Then to not let any other mobs except creepers spawn on this platform, we'll put some trapdoors on top. You're probably like, how's that gonna work? Well, creepers are short, that's the whole thing. And that's the trapdoors. And we'll put down rows of obsidian on top of the trapdoors. And we'll cover the rest with stone bricks. And done. We're gonna place some waterlogged stairs in each hole. And we're gonna make these rows of obsidian into portals. A lot of portals. We'll extend the platform by a couple of blocks. Man, if I had Swift Sneak, my life would have been so much easier. This requires so much crouching. Good thing I know how to speed bridge. Guys, I found the spider jockey. Dude, this guy is so rare. I really want to keep this guy. Do I have a name tag? Oh, I don't have one. Oh well. And before we light the portals, we're gonna first spawn proof everything with buttons. And that's the platform. The next step is to activate all of these dispensers so that they will dispense boats on top of the pickles. And I could obviously activate them by going up and pushing a button, but I think that's gonna mess up the positioning of the boats. So we're just gonna do this. And done. The last thing we need to do is to build walls around this platform, so the light level inside will be at 0. Even though we have this platform above, I have trust issues. Now we'll light up the portal and the entire thing is complete. Kinda. How this farm works is when creepers spawn, they get trapped in the boats and they will directly be teleported into the nether. And from there, they will just die due to fall damage and you can collect their loot. But we're gonna make a slight modification. Instead of them dying from fall damage, we're gonna kill them with our looting tree sword. That's gonna give me almost 3 times more gunpowder. And gunpowder is the good part. Write that down. So we're gonna go to the nether and I don't like this place. So let's go to the nether roof. Wait, I think Jimmy's still here. I hope he's here. Hey, Jimmy, you're still here. Yes, up bro. He's still shivering. Bro, it's not cold, chill. So right here we'll build a portal. We'll make a staircase up and we'll make another portal. And when creepers spawn, they'll push each other and they'll go to the next portal. And in the overworld, we'll go up. Build ourselves a nice cozy place with a trap, and the creeper farm is 100% complete. I feel like an actual genius until you realize I copied it from a YouTube video. With this farm we can hopefully get unlimited gunpowder, and it's going to give me almost 3 times more gunpowder than before. But we're not gonna AFK here right away. No, we need the second resource to make rockets, which is paper. And I could obviously use the sugarcane patch to get sugarcane, and it gives me 3000 sugarcane per hour, so it's perfect for what we need. But it's a manual farm, and I don't do manual work. So we need to make an automatic sugarcane farm, which will give us sugarcane while we AFK at the creeper farm. And I'm hoping it makes me more than 3000 sugarcane per hour. And the best place to build a new sugarcane farm is probably right next to this farm. Yep, right here looks good. So let's gather some materials. First we'll need about 1800 dirt, 8000 white concrete, 500 oak leaves, 500 powered rails, 300 observers, and a bunch of other materials. Wait, I need mangrove roots? I've never seen that block. Wait, do I have it in my chest? I don't think so. And it apparently spawns in mangrove swamp. I've never been to that biome. Alright, let's find ourselves a mangrove swamp. Dude, this outpost spawned on a cliffside. And what do we have here? A horn? Amogus. Oh, another one? Dude, this is a really beautiful area as well. A little valley covered by some mountains and a cave right here. And what do we have here? Ooh, another horn. There we go. Yeah, a mangrove swamp. Dude, this took so long. And while I'm here, I might as well just grab a bunch of materials. We're already 8,000 blocks away from base, so we'll take what we can. Yeah, I got bored. I got what I wanted, so let's just get out of here. Oh, no way! I bet more materials, and that should be all of it. So let's go to the creeper farm. Oh, it's dark. Let's get some sleep real quick. And we'll start by making a massive platform. And how I want to build this is instead of placing all the sugarcane going in a straight line, although that would look pretty cool, it's just a waste of space. So we're gonna make them into some sort of a pattern. We'll put a leaf block, go 1, 2 to the side, and we'll place another leaf block. And we're gonna alternate this over and over again. And this is gonna let us place more sugarcane and hopefully get more sugarcane at the end. Then to harvest all of these sugarcane, we'll make a flying machine, because all of the other farms are just way too expensive to make. For every single sugarcane, you have to put down an observer and a piston. So this is way cheaper and way cooler than the other farms. And I could obviously explain how this works.
Obviously.
Look, I'm choosing not to. And that's the whole farm built. This is so cool. Because to make the whole shebang of getting the sugarcane out of the hoppers, the farm dispenses and positions the minecart on top of the flying machine all by itself, and it gets rid of them at the end. This looks absolutely insane. But one is not going to be enough. No, I want to make 2 more of these farms, because I never want to think about getting sugarcane ever again. And that's why I got more materials than I would need for just one of these. Honestly, I can't believe I spent over 4,000 days with this manual sugarcane farm. So we're gonna get infinite sugarcane like I did with iron and wood. If you want to check those videos out, link in the description. Anyways, 2 more sugarcane farms. Time lapse. And that's the second one. And the third one is built. We'll connect all the 3 farms together to a storage system, and the entire system is complete. And now we have both of these farms completely built. It's time for the ultimate AFK time. It's already the end of day 6, and I thought that I might be able to AFK and craft the rockets in just one day, but I guess I was shooting a little bit too high. So we're gonna AFK the whole night and we'll craft all the rockets tomorrow. Good night, guys! I couldn't sleep the whole night, even though I was really happy with the amount of progress I made today. I couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning all night. The thought of mining ancient debris was suffocating me. I thought about it non-stop, constantly thinking, will I be able to do it? Will I succeed? Do I need to extend time? Did I make any mistakes? What were my mistakes? What else could I improve on? Is there something to improve on? Will I be able to finish mining the rest of the beacon in just one day? My mind was just messed up with these thoughts all night. Chapter 3. The Redemption. Well, it's the morning of day 7 and I'm rich, baby! This is an insane amount of gunpowder, not to mention all of the sugar cane. This is literally just insane. You can almost say mind-blowing. Honestly, this is absolutely crazy, and I can only say one thing about this. Let's start crafting all of these materials into rockets. Dude, we have a really strong start for the day. We're definitely going to finish this beacon today, because a wise man once told me, do it. So let's go! I'm going to pot up and just start mining. But before we start, that whole night of tossing and turning wasn't actually for nothing, because I realized the only flaw in this entire process. I've been committing a single mistake that made this whole process take more time than it should. You see, looking for ancient debris is hard, because even though I installed the blue ancient debris texture pack, it's still hard to look for it, and sometimes I miss a couple. And when I try to be cautious and look everywhere, I just get debated by gravel. So I came up with a plan. I made the texture of the blue ancient debris more saturated, so it stands out more. Now I'll never miss it, but we can go even further. I hate that I just get debated by gravel, so I changed the texture of gravel, soul sand, and soul soil all into netherite. Now I'll never miss a single bit of ancient debris, and it makes scouring for ancient debris way easier than ever. Now that we've reached 100% efficiency, we're going to reach this goal of mining 6,000 ancient debris and making the netherite beacon in no time. So I started mining and I was having so much fun. My new technique of changing the textures was absolutely genius. Absolutely genius. And I'm not missing any ancient debris, like I'm getting each and every piece there is. But something else bothered me. Something that scared me throughout this whole process. The time. The very first hour I managed to get 448 ancient debris, which was absolutely crazy. I was extremely happy. So with my confidence now recovered, I was motivated than ever. I just mined non-stop, just going from ancient debris to ancient debris, firework to firework, lava lake to lava lake. I was inching forwards toward that goal. I could imagine just having that many ancient debris right away. And the second hour just went like a breeze. Even though it might not look like much, each piece of ancient debris was so annoying to mine. Dude, we're under the lava. It takes so long to mine each piece. But slow mining aside, it's still slow to move. Like, bro, can you let me move? Sorry about that. Ah yes, the second hour. The second hour just went by like a breeze, getting another 450 ancient debris. Even though I was inching forwards toward that goal, I still had more ancient debris to mine. After each ancient debris, there was another and another and another. But with every piece, I was getting there. I was still confident, even though it got broken so many times. I was mining non-stop. I was 100% determined. And with the third hour coming to an end, I managed to get 439 ancient debris. I had done so many things, experienced so many things all week, been broken down, been shut down, so many roadblocks in my way. But still, with everything, I did it. I just did it. The last piece, and there it was. I managed to get 6,000 ancient debris. Let's go! Just look at all of these ancient debris. I've poured so much of my time, blood, and sweat into this thing. This literally looks insane. Why doesn't it look like much? I did all of this for only 6,000. I spent 1 week on this. Kind of disappointing to be. I mean, this is actually insane. This literally took me over 4 hours. Dude, this feels so good. And look at how far we've gone. Bro, over 20,000 blocks. That's just insane. It's probably gonna take so long to reach back home. So let's just pack everything and go back to base. Wait, why are we not on the roof? And we're on the roof. This feels so good. And now to smelt all of these ancient debris, we're gonna use blast furnaces. Because if you didn't know, blast furnaces are twice as fast as normal furnaces. I'm just gonna get a couple of blast furnaces and I'm not risking anything. Because Wadzi just lost over 100 ancient debris while he was smelting his netherite. Like the furnace literally stole all of his netherite. So we're gonna put down some cops under there. If you're asking why you're not using that giant furnace you built, well, it sometimes eats my items, so I kinda don't trust the big guy. Anyways, this chest is slowly just filling in with dark chocolate, and while this chest is filling up, we need to get almost 6,000 gold ingots, which is why we mined so many gold blocks from the bastion. Can I get a ka-ching sound effect? And all of these scraps look so beautiful. Why does this actually look like dark chocolate? Now I'm feeling hungry. But anyways, it's actually time to craft all of these into actual netherite ingots. I'm so happy, man. And there we go. Look at all of these netherite ingots. And now to craft all of these into netherite blocks, the very last step. Dude, I'm actually amazed. This feels so good. And the very last moment we've all waited for, making the actual netherite beacon. And while I was placing the blocks, this whole week just flashed before my eyes. From how I had everything, but I lost it. And all of my elytras were broken from all the flying. I was finished. How I picked myself up to regain it. We're gonna spend the 6th day getting all of these materials, and for the 7th day we're gonna hopefully get all the ancient debris. And done. And there we go. And the creeper farm is 100% complete. How I came back even stronger. This is an insane amount of gunpowder, not to mention all of this sugar cane. I made the texture of the blue ancient debris more saturated, changed the texture of gravel, soul sand, and soul soil all into netherite, and finished what I started. The very first hour I managed to get 448 ancient debris, getting another 450 ancient debris, 439 ancient debris. It truly was a beautiful journey. And the beacon on top. Everyone else chose to activate the beacon with another netherite ingots, which is stupid. Sorry, but that just seems a waste of material. So I'm gonna do it with a diamond, because diamonds are for peasants. And there we go. His just seems for the best option. After all of this, this beacon better pay rent, do my taxes, and make me breakfast in the morning. Let's go! Now I can finally say the magic words. Suck it, bozo! Dude, I'm so happy. And with that, we've managed to complete the netherite beacon and achieve what was once impossible.